Tokyo Beat. Car culture. We all love it.
Vroom.
No, I love, one of the things I love about living in the city is I don't have a car. I don't have to drive.
Yeah, sure.
I don't even have a license. My American license expired in 2008.
Let's also be specific. A city in Japan. You live
That's
there.
true. Yes. Yeah. I should specify where, especially in a country that has public transportation down.
Right.
And even then, I just take my bike everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, Japan, obviously, automotive, huge industry.
True.
Toyota. I live near the city of Toyota.
I love what they do for me.
Yes. And I see cars in the city every day, almost every day. But you get so used to seeing modern vehicles that when you see a classic car, it's like a rare animal.
Uh-huh.
And last night I saw a guy cruise. I was leaving work. I was leaving the bar. I was unlocking my bicycle. And I hear a loud engine coming from down the street. And
You're like, am I going to die?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. When I gun the motor, I want people to think the world is coming to an end.
Right.
I moved out of the way, and a big boat of a Chevy. I don't know makes and models. I couldn't tell you if it was the iconic 57 Chevy. I just know that it was a very wide. I couldn't get a good look at it either because it was dark out and the car was black, and my vision's not great in low light to begin with.
Okay, it's a lot of qualifiers, but
it is.
Ahead.
But I
Keep
knew
going.
I knew it was a Chevy, and the reason I knew it was a Chevy was because as he passed, I looked at the back of the car and there was a bumper sticker that just said "Chevy Boy."
Okay, good.
Which I thought was pretty great.
Was it also in a fanciful sort of 50s font?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It looked more like it was, you're familiar with the famous Bazooka font?
Yes.
I think it was in Bazooka.
All right. I was thinking more like Grease or Popeye font.
No. The classic Popeye font.
Well, there's the magazine, the Popeye magazine in Japan has a very distinctive
That's true.
logo as well.
Are you talking about the magazine for City Boys?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I have not seen a car, I think, made before 2008 in a long time.
Yeah. Well, there's still the freaks out there who love their classic cars, and some of them try and get ones from another country.
That's right. Yeah, it's not rare to see imports, but it is still kind of weird. I mean, especially because Japan produces so many cars domestically.
Yeah. Japan's pretty good on their own. They don't really need any Western cars necessarily.
No. Western cars.
They show up, but yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What time of day was this you experienced this?
This was about 10 p.m.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
I was knocking off early because no one was there.
So it's either a local car nut or maybe he was just getting back from the car meet and
Yes, which in script writing terms is a meet cute where cars meet.
Yeah, right. Sort of what I meant. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I sometimes miss driving, but I think all I miss is road trips.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I don't miss having to get in my car and drive 17 minutes to get a gallon of milk. And really 17 minutes is on the low end because that was about how long it took to get to the Kroger in my college town, which was the last time I had to drive for groceries in college.
20-some years ago, yeah.
Yeah, holy shit.
Oh my goodness. And now look at you.
We are now further from me finishing college than I was in college from the sinking of the Titanic.
That's right.
Verify that.
I think that's pretty easy.
All right. Verify my lunch.
That's pretty good.
Welcome to No More Whoppers.
It's No More Whoppers. Welcome to the show, everybody. How you doing? My name is Ray Barnholtz, spackle artisan, and with me, as always, a large deposit of Alex Fraioli.
Hi, put me in the back of your pickup truck. Sell me by the pound.
All right. I'm glad you and I were both thinking dirt.
Yeah. Yes, I'm human garbage.
That's just how in tune we are, folks.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
hi.
Hi.
Another one of these, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Boy, I've missed our conversations.
boy, have I missed something regarding that. Yeah.
I've missed
Pilot wings.
Well, I think you could just play whatever you want.
whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. How do you like my Pilot Wings impression?
I wasn't expecting it, and it was awesome. So,
All right,
thank you.
cool.
Yes.
Nice.
God, I hate that
Ray,
first game, though.
It's got such a smooth soundtrack, though. I listen to that soundtrack while I go to bed sometimes.
Not smooth enough.
What?
It got smoother by the third one.
Okay.
Third one's pretty smooth.
I forgot there was a third one.
Yes.
Wow, okay. That's right.
Don't worry. Everyone else has, and will continue to for the next 30 years or so.
Aw.
Hey, it's not my fault.
Is it not?
No.
Welcome back to the stage of history. We're here to talk to you for another. Did you just open a beer?
No, I cracked my
Oh.
pinky.
Okay. Nothing like cracking open a pinky at the beginning of a podcast.
That came through? God,
Yes.
okay. I can't believe that came through with my noise gate. All right.
You gotta, noise gate.
My noise suppression, whatever, dealio. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know from computers.
Okay. No, I recommend a noise suppressor. I do not recommend a noise gate.
Right.
I mean, unless you have the noise gate, like
I
the
confuse them
threshold
often.
super low. That's understandable. I had a little bit of an audio adventure this month again, as usual.
Oh my God. Yeah, you sure did, didn't you? Audio and
yeah.
video.
Audio and video. I mean, mostly audio, but video is starting to become an issue because as I think, like, should I just invest in an actual camera?
You know, I heard video killed the radio star.
That's true. It's so true.
Is that what you're doing? Are you giving up on us?
It was a song popularized in monarchical rock band Queen, but also covered by an American leader, the presidents of the United States, I believe. So you got world leaders from two different continents collaborating to deliver the same message. That's impactful.
I see.
It drives it home.
It was Queen?
Wasn't the original song? No. Queen did a cover. They were both covers? That's right. Who was the original?
God.
No, wait, I'm thinking of Radio Gaga. Disregard.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I bet someone out there knew exactly what I was accidentally doing and was shouting at their phone. No, you idiot. That's Radio Gaga. Yes, it was Radio Gaga. Please.
Anyway, it was the Buggles.
Thank you. I was just about to look it up. All right. Thank you. All right. So, premier Australian kids group wrote a famous song.
I don't think. Okay.
What's up?
Right.
Which was then covered by the presidents of the United States.
Of America.
My point. Oh, thank you.
That's the full name.
I know.
I'm
just
do you?
Trying to save some time.
Well, you could shorten it even more by saying the presidents. Then
okay.
That's what
people there's probably already a band called just the Presidents, right?
Well, it doesn't. The famous one people would recognize more. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. Fine. I've already completely lost my train of thought.
Thank God.
But I thank you for showing up.
Well then.
Oh, audio.
Yeah.
I am trying to film a YouTube video in the format of Ding Dong sitting on couch. And
I'm familiar.
Yeah, I'm recording it on my telephone, which I wasn't going to do. But I mean, I saw a lot of things online that were like, look, your phone can do 4K at 60 FPS if you want it to.
It's true.
It's fine. I'm doing 30 FPS because I'm not a weird fluid monster.
What? What does that have to do with it?
No, I
fluid monster. You just spilled a whole cup of tea before we recorded. You are nothing if not a fluid monster. You're a monster too fluid.
Before we started recording, yeah, I spilled a gigantic tumbler full of tea all over
Folks,
myself.
it wouldn't be a No More Whoppers recording if Alex did not once again spill an entire container of liquid.
The entire time I was freaking out and cleaning it up, I was also thinking, God, I wish we were recording that.
I must admit, I turned on my cough button because I had to laugh, but
You didn't need to. I took my earbuds out
I
to
know,
clean up
but
the
just
spill.
in case, I didn't want you to be actually like pissed off.
Oh no, that's great.
Okay.
I was actually hoping you found it amusing because I was mad at myself for delaying the recording.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, we could have postponed if it had been worse. Like, you had to shorted out your computer or something.
Fortunately, I keep my tower on the desk on the other side of the monitor. No, this let me set the scene for you. I have an L desk in the corner of my office. It's just a big L-shaped desk.
Right.
The tumbler in question was sitting right on the corner, on the edge of the L.
Yeah. Yes.
And I reached over with my left hand to adjust my monitor. And when I pulled my hand back, my thumb caught the rim of the tumbler and brought it directly onto me. My shirt, my crotch, my chair, my floor. A few drops got on the desk. Most of it, don't worry, everywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was cold tea, to reiterate.
So it was not hot tea.
Yeah.
But just furious. Also, the tea is precious. We make mugicha 2 liters at a time, and it lasts, depending on the season, it lasts anywhere from 1 to 2 days. So we are constantly making more mugicha.
Well, it's your in-laws' business, right? So
no, that's green tea. The mugicha we buy.
Okay. Well, I meant in general, tea is their business, and
yes,
there's more where that came from.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mother Earth.
No, I meant your in-laws, but
yeah.
Mother Earth in-law.
Anyway, so starring Gaia from Captain Planet. Was that Whoopi Goldberg?
Sure. I forget.
Okay. So, no, when I say I'm not a fluid monster, I mean I'm not obsessed with fluidity when it comes to FPS. I don't need a 60 FPS YouTube video because that's gross and weird.
Okay.
So you
want it to be cinematic?
The debate was between 24 or 30 FPS, and I ultimately went with 30.
Yeah, go ahead.
But now I don't know. Maybe I'll do 24. I don't know. Yeah, can you record 4K at 24? Let me check here. Not that it matters. But yeah, the phone is fine for recording video, and then to record audio, I have a whole goddamn setup. I bought on the advice of our Tokyo Beat pal Mark Lentz. I picked up a Audio-Technica shotgun mic. I was trying to get a mic from a guy in Sweden. Did I talk about this last episode?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, really? Are you just trying to make me not talk about it now?
Well, this is one of those times where I'm not 100% sure if it was on a microphone or in a Discord DM.
So briefly, I wanted a mic for recording YouTube stuff. I saw videos that said shotgun mics are actually bad to use indoors. And then I saw a video that was like, if you want to record indoors, use a pencil mic. And the one that everyone seems to recommend was this handmade one from Sweden, which is not expensive. The only problem is you can only buy them from this guy's resellers, and he doesn't have resellers in Japan. So I was talking to an audio shop in Australia and one in South Korea, and they both quoted me for a lot of markup, even without shipping. And I was like, you know what? Mark recommends this. It's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough. And it's great. I then had to stress about acoustic treatment for my recording space, which is my living room.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you about acoustic blankets, and I was looking for an acoustic blanket here in Japan. I don't think they exist in Japan. For some reason, Japan does not do acoustic blankets.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
still flabbergasted.
Yeah, right. It seems like a thing that Japan would do because, thin walls, people live close together. You're going to want to, you need to acoustically treat your space. What?
But divorced of that, my entire point was there are recording studios in Japan where professionals do things.
Yeah, but they use sound panels though.
Yeah,
the walls are just all sound panels, which is ideally what I would do. Except they are very expensive, and if you want to make them yourself, you need like a backyard, which I sure don't have.
Yeah,
you can make them fairly cheap, but you need a lot of space. Like I would have to get a friend with a car and get him to drive me to the park with all the materials and like the spray paint and like all the shit that I would need. So it's actually, that might be a fun project later on down the road, but not yet. So so the problem is like my recording environment is there's too much echo. I feel like my office, I tried to record in my office as well. Even my office has too much echo. And it's been sound treated. It's been sound treated for the mic I'm using right now, which is a large condenser microphone for close range. You don't need super sound treatment for these to sound good because it's close range. A shotgun mic, you're basically recording the whole room, so you got to make sure the whole room is cooperating, and it sucks.
And rooms don't cooperate.
They don't. It's also tricky to sound treat space for distance recording because, like, it's also, it can't be obtrusive in the video. I can't really have sound treatment material showing up in the video. So it's basically everything out of frame has to become sound absorbent.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is acoustic mic. And you recommended one called Producer's Choice, which is pretty cheap for what it is. You can buy them directly from that company on their website. And it's like $66 for one that's like 2 meters by 2 meters, which is plenty of coverage.
Right. It's what we bought for the Retronauts Vault studio back in the day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And I went to the site, and after import fees, duties, taxes, and shipping, that price tripled. It was just shy of $200. And I'm like, I'm not spending $200 on one of these.
Yeah, because of the weight. The weight is going to kill you every single time. And so,
and the rhythm is going to get you. It's those two.
And video killed. No. Okay. But
wait a minute.
Really just, the sheer volume of material.
Sheer heart attack. That's another queen. I got that one right.
It's like 4 PSXs you have to get shipped to. Yeah.
I will send that to you eventually. There's a lot of shit happening right now,
Keep
man.
in touch.
Can we put it on it's on the back burner until like a lot of my shit is taken care of.
What's happening?
I'm still dealing with my tax situation. I have to apply for a visa extension. Basically, things more important than that is what's happening. Hello? Uh-oh. Ray? Wait, are you there? Are you there? Uh-oh. Oh my God, what a time. What a time for Discord to shit the bed. Oh, you cut out.
Oh,
for me after I yelled after my tirade.
Oh,
I basically didn't hear you at all until like 5 seconds ago.
Okay.
Did you hit mute or something?
I didn't hit anything. I don't think.
Okay. All right. Well, just Discord being Discord.
I guess so.
I'll leave that in. That'll be fun.
Right. And now I'm discombobulated. And where were we?
So I went around town looking for an acoustic blanket or the equivalent. I went to 3 audio, like home theater sound system shops down in Osu. And then I went to 2 like music instrument shops.
Right. That would be a better guess in my guess.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to cover all my bases because they're all in the same area anyway. And I just wanted to pop in.
Yeah.
And every time I ask the staff, I may as well have asked them where the guns are. Because the response was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's like, that's the other thing is I don't know the term for this in Japanese because this is not a thing here. I thought is it onkyo branketo, onkyo mofu?
Did you show them pictures?
Boon mofu? Yes, I showed pictures and they just shrugged and were like, yeah, we don't have that.
Okay.
The only place that got my hopes up was I went to a Yamaha instrument dealer, which is actually a couple blocks from the bar. It was a last ditch effort before I went to work because it was about time to go to work, and I'm like, oh right, there's a Yamaha near the bar, so I went to the Yamaha.
Alex, you have great walkability.
It's incredible. There's a woman standing at like a podium in the entrance, and I'm like, hi.
A podium.
Or I don't know, to guide guests. Here's a saxophone. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I asked her like, hi, this is kind of a long shot. I'm looking for like an acoustic blanket, for acoustics. It's a blanket that you hang up and your sound, there's no reverb or echo. And she's like, 3rd floor. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, say.
All right. Hey. So I get in the elevator, go up to the third floor. It's a room full of pianos. And at first I'm thinking, okay, she didn't understand me.
Yamaha.
Then I notice in the corner, there is a soundproof, there's an isolated practice booth.
Sure.
And I think that's what she was pointing me towards. It's a practice booth you can rent out if you have an instrument that you want to practice. And like, it was very cozy inside. It looked very
sure.
cool, but it's not what I wanted.
Well,
and
we're
on the other side
of the way there.
but then on the other side of the room, they also sell a modular practice booth that you can buy for your home.
Sure, yeah.
Starting at the low price of 412,000 yen.
Right. Well, that's about right. I mean, the Producer's Choice or the website selling that stuff also sold voice recording booths.
That's right. Yeah, isn't their URL is like DIYvocalbooth.com or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about making my own vocal booth in my office because there's a couch behind me in the office that I could just move to the living room because the living room is still kind of bare. And I thought like there's a lot of guides on YouTube for like building a vocal booth out of like PVC pipe and moving blankets and like you do it real cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I ended up doing was I drove my bike out to a home center, which I guess is Japanese for hardware store now that I think about it.
Yes.
Which, side note, what a fucking nostalgic smell that I have missed is walking through a hardware store and smelling dirt and plants and like synthetic building materials and wood. Like,
did they give you free popcorn?
No.
Oh.
There's a takoyaki truck out front. Is that the same thing?
In Japan, I guess so.
Yeah, put some in there. Call it Popoyaki.
Oh.
Good for you. That sounds gross. Don't make Popoyaki.
No.
Wait, though. No. I was going to say, what if you put an unpopped kernel into some oil into the center of the takoyaki batter? It would just explode, right? When it gets warm enough, right?
I don't know about explode. You'd have to try it out. Just try it out.
I'm busy. I'm doing a show.
Alex, what's going on?
I'm making Popoyaki.
Okay.
All right. I ended up buying 2 moving blankets from the hardware store at, they're like $70 a pop, but.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I wasn't going to because like typically in these situations, I'm looking for something and I'll find it somewhere and it's grossly expensive. And I'll be like, you know what? I'll get it cheaper somewhere else. But like, I've already tried to get it cheaper somewhere else.
Right.
I've been to 10 places.
Thanks a lot, America.
Over the course of 2 months looking for this shit. Like even Amazon Japan doesn't have them cheap. You can get them like Amazon America. You could get like, I saw you could get like a 12 pack for $60.
Yeah.
But plus international shipping, like, oh, it comes out to, hundreds of dollars more.
Yeah.
And I don't need a dozen. I just really need 2 or 3. And so I bought out their whole stock. They had 2 left.
Oh my God.
I bought
right.
2 moving blankets. And that's it. And they're fine. They work great. They absorb sound enough.
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I did a test record in the living room yesterday with all of them strewn about.
Oh, here we have a clip of that.
I'm a loaf.
Here's another take.
Oximo.
Yes.
That one was a bit more, surreptitiously recorded. That was me.
So if you just, if you want to search YouTube, you can find the video if you just search for Oximo: the next loaf. It's a 2-hour video essay about bread.
And just for kicks, here's your warm-up track.
Hey, everyone, I love FF6. I sure do. It's been fun. I've also...
Good night, everybody.
I also bought a Zoom H5. You familiar with this, Kevin?
Yeah, I probably told you to buy that at one point. I don't know.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Mike Delgadio told me to buy it.
I told you to buy a Zoom something. Didn't work
you
out.
dip.
What?
Right.
Hey, what? Hey,
fine.
what?
You're fine.
Hey.
I'm kidding.
Hey,
kidding
what?
around,
Okay.
hair tussle.
Sure.
Okay. It's great. I needed something portable with XLR input so I can record in the living room. It works fine. got a mic stand, got a tripod for my camera.
Now you can do man on the street podcasts.
I thought about that. I briefly considered that, but no.
Here's Alex on the street.
Hey, everyone, I love FF6. I did tell her. Everyone in the city knows.
Yeah.
The only hurdle I had to overcome was getting this gigantic video file off my phone and onto my PC, because I don't know if you're familiar with this, but oh boy, iPhone and PC don't get along for some reason, and they just really hate each other.
Well, I went over this with you.
Yes.
I don't understand why it was a hurdle, other than you just having bad luck in general with computers.
I mean, no, it's still a hurdle. Like, here's the solution I landed on. I had to just clear out all of my iCloud space, upload the movie to iCloud, and then download it on my PC from iCloud.
But, from my perspective, my understanding, you didn't need to do that, but something prevented you from doing it. I understand that. But
do you know what it is? Do you know what it is that prevented me?
Your bad attitude?
Partially. But the true culprit is I don't know, because dig this shit.
I know you don't know.
I plugged like for real. I don't know, because the computer wouldn't tell me. I plugged my phone in. I saw like iPhone came up. I double clicked on it. It said there's nothing on it. It just said there's no files, no directory, nothing. Okay, cool. Eventually, I believe it was you and Chris on the Discord both suggested just do it again. DCIM should pop up as a folder and you can access your stuff. And I did that, and I saw it all there. And I double-clicked DCIM, opened up the directory, found the video that I just made, tried to drag and drop it onto my computer, and was met with an error occurred.
Right.
Every single time, no matter how many times I tried drag and drop, I tried copy and paste, I tried cut and paste. Every single fucking time, an error occurred, and that's all it would tell me,
right.
And it would not move the file. So I just said, fuck it, I have to use iCloud. This sucks.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, on the upside, it gave me an excuse to clean out my iCloud, because I forgot how much crap is in there. It's like cleaning your room.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now that's all cleaned up.
Not bad.
Anyway, expect this video sometime. It's probably before Christmas.
Okay.
My goal is to do it before I turn 40, so before the end of July.
All right. That is before Christmas, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery.
You're welcome.
And technological mishaps.
All right.
How have you been, Ray?
Well, I am coming to you on the other end of spring semester at school.
Yeah.
That was insane, I have to say. It was just the roughest semester of any school I have done. Now, I made it out fine, but just the general workload and stress and melange of bullshit that was going on for like 4 months straight was just unheard of. And so I couldn't really concentrate on anything else for that period of time, other than doing a couple podcasts, of course. But yeah, it was just really, really nuts. And the biggest thing that was freaking me out was this math class. It's basically a pre-calc class. And for my particular major, I had to pass it with a C minimum, not C minus, not C plus. C plus too, just a C. C and above.
You must get exactly a C or you fail.
Yes.
What a weird teacher.
It felt like that at times.
Oh, no.
And it would have been okay for me. I feel like I would have had a better grip on reaching that minimum if the teacher in the class itself wasn't so freaking rigid and strict. And I eventually just had to buy a new calculator to claw my way back up from basically getting less than 60% on 2 exams to make it back up on a better score on the third exam and then the final.
But you did it. Miracle
of miracles. I looked at the grades once it was put up and I got a C.
All right.
Now, the whole thing is that for my specific major, I needed to get a C. Everyone else in the entire college only needs to get a C minus. But even if that were true for me, I still would have been freaked out because I had bombed these first 2 exams so badly. I didn't know where I was headed at that point. But I would like to thank the documents feature of the TI Nspire CX line of calculators.
Very nice.
For helping me claw my way back. Because the teacher basically expected you to memorize every single process, write out your work in exactly the amount of work that she would have expected. So, like, you know, I put some of my work down. Sure, I did the best I could, but apparently it wasn't enough for her in half the time. And there's no note cards. You can't write any note cards. You have no sheet with you that you can bring. None of that shit. So it was terrifying for me as someone who was trying their best, but still couldn't memorize all of this stuff properly. In fact, they posted this score for the final before my final grade was posted. So it was like a preview. And I got a score on the final that was way below what I thought I needed to get the C. And so at that point, I had already basically been resigned to the fact that I was going to fail it and have to repeat it. So I wasn't as devastated as I could have been. I was just immediately planning, okay, what am I going to do? Summer's in 2 weeks. I can get another version of this class going. It's like every single day at 9 a.m., but I'm going to have to do it to get this done the way I needed to. Didn't turn out that way. I did get the C, found out the next afternoon when the actual grade was posted. And I still can't believe it. Like, it was that harrowing for me. But I pulled through, and it means I can graduate, essentially.
Nice.
Because now my plans are not affected. I have 6 more classes in total to go, 3 in summer and 3 in fall. And I don't have to change any of that up. I don't have to do anything funny there. I'm just good to go now. And I'm all paid up as well. So it's just...
Nice. So when are you graduating?
Before Christmas. Right about when your video's out.
All right. Cool. Are you going to show up to the graduation ceremony in your Kacho jumpsuit?
That's a good idea.
Follow up, could you?
No, I think I think that's also pretty rigid. I'm looking at the college's officially unofficial Discord, and apparently at the commencement that was a couple weeks ago, people were getting pissed because a lot of students, mostly engineer students, I guess, just decided to leave after they got their diploma case and just walked out. And like, apparently some parents were like screaming at these kids to sit down because my kid hasn't gone up yet and all this stuff. And I don't know what to say about all that, but there was, I had no idea, as someone who was, by the way, haven't gone to college before, didn't complete it. Had no idea that at commencement, you're really, really expected to just stay there the entire time.
Yeah, you are.
Which is interesting. I didn't really know that. I thought it was just get your thing when you're called up and go have some fun. And
it's got like an itinerary. It's like,
true. I mean, yeah, I know there's speeches and things, but that's beforehand. Yeah.
Right, but like anything with an itinerary, I don't think it's the kind of thing where where it's okay to just get up and leave when you want. Like, you're there for the whole thing.
Okay, what about a wedding?
Yes. Have you left a wedding? When did you leave a wedding? Like during the ceremony?
Well, no, not during the ceremony, of course, but.
Do you, Reginald? This sucks. I'm out of here.
I'm good. Thanks.
I'm out. I already got my diploma case. I'm out of here.
All right. You kids have fun.
Why'd you get a diploma at a wedding? All right.
I'm that good. No, I'm not. I'm not saying one thing or another. I just didn't know that at all, and so to be worried about that. So yeah, I don't think in the end I would be able to wear anything else than the robes I'm supposed to wear. So yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not going to go anyway. So.
Exactly. I did not go to mine because I think it's silly.
And you were of age.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm 40. I'm definitely not going.
I was, but I was a super senior. I did 5 years.
Yeah. Well,
because of my study abroad time in Japan.
Still a kid.
Yeah, but like, actually, no, that brought me up to like the age of my peers because I was always about a year younger than everybody.
Oh yeah,
growing up.
Yeah, me too. Because we're born in the same period of time.
That's right. I was, I believe, I was born 10 days after the release of the Famicom.
Yeah,
is that right? Cool. But yeah, it's I think it's dumb. But if you want to go to your graduation ceremony, which, by the way, obviously you don't have to do. You still get the diploma. You just don't get it from a guy on a stage. Like, if you're going to go, sit through the whole thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to sit the whole thing, just don't go. Like, don't fuck it up for everyone else.
Yeah. But I did have to laugh because I guess someone posted a bird's eye view of the whole ceremony, and like there was a good like quarter of seats empty.
Oh wow!
Like a whole chunk just missing from the seats. Oh.
I could see leaving as a statement, as it like.
I don't think it was.
No, it was. Like if it's leaving in the sense of like, wow, the sermon at church sucks, I'm going home. Like, yeah, you're not supposed to leave.
Yeah. You're
supposed to stick it out. But like, I don't know, if you're also, I mean, I have no sympathy for colleges.
Oh, no.
You know, the whole higher education's a fucking racket.
Yeah.
I don't think you owe them anything. I think the only reason to stay is to just, I don't know, not necessarily for the other students, but also like, I don't know. What is the reason to stay?
Right?
All right, you've sold me. Yeah,
anyway,
let's get out of here.
Yeah, I was just making those observations.
I guess out of respect to the faculty who I don't know, like if you have professors that you like, but they're not there, are they? I don't remember. I didn't go to mine, so I have no idea.
Some, sure, yeah. Right. I mean, if your parents expect you to, your parents are going to be there or whatever.
I guess just for the memory of it, just because it's the only time you'll be graduating. Well, maybe graduating from getting your undergrad degree at a university. You're wearing your mage's robe or whatever.
Yes. Your black mage hat.
I imagine that's the only reason people go who leave early is because they want the photo op of them in the magical gown with the paper that they paid thousands of dollars for.
The magical gown.
But like, you could do that anytime, right?
Yeah, you could.
I lost you again.
You lost me again.
This rules. Oh, there we go. Hi. No, I got you. You're back.
All right. Boy, oh boy. Yeah. I don't know what's happening.
Awesome. I think in my case, I had no love at all for my university. I was tricked into having school spirit in high school.
Yeah.
Because I was in the marching band, and a lot of the marching bands, a lot of marching band is like, is school spirit bullshit because you got to play the fight song, you got to cheer for the football team. Like, no, I didn't give two shits about our football team.
Right.
But like, I cared about the tradition and the legacy of the band itself.
Yeah.
Because my brother was in the marching band. I had a lot of friends who were in the marching band. All my senpais were in the marching band. And you know, at the end of it, me and my buddy Smoo we did 5 years of it together. And our senior year, Smoo was the drum major.
Uh-huh.
He was the leader of the band.
Big old drum and Smoo, that's what they called him.
Yeah, drum Smoo. And that was really fun. And then when I graduated and I got out of that environment, I was kind of hit with, what the fuck was that all about?
Exactly.
I still treasure all my memories with Smoo and my friends in marching band. That was the fun part. But like the weird school spirit is lost on me now.
Yeah, wow.
Why was it? How and why? So I went into university like, oh, I don't give a shit about this institution. I'm here to get a dumb fucking piece of paper so I can get a job because that's how this works. I need to tell an employer that I know how to sit still long enough to make them money.
I majored in sitting still.
Yeah. So that's why, I went. I did not even, I thought about joining the marching band at my university for about 30 seconds. And then I was like, no, we're not. I'm done with that.
Yeah, that'd be too intense.
Unless Smoo is going to transfer to this school and we're going to do it together. No.
Right.
I was at another college before OU. I was at Bethany College for 6 months before realizing I didn't like it. Not even 6 months. It was one trimester. It was like 4 months. And I did join. They don't have a marching band. Like I was playing trumpet.
Right. Are they just smaller?
It's a very small school.
Yes.
And I was playing trumpet in their band. And then I asked the band director, hey, do you guys have a marching band? He says, no, but we have a pep band. And I'm like, okay, it's like marching band without the marching. That's great.
Yeah.
So I did pep band at Bethany for the time I was there and just, I wasn't feeling it. Again, because I didn't know anybody. It sucked.
Right.
And I'm not good at making friends. You know this.
You got to do it. Yeah, you got to do it all over again. There's a lot more annoying people.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I didn't realize how lucky I was just having close friends from elementary school. Like Smoo and I stood at the same bus stop for a year before talking to each other in the 4th grade. And then when we did finally talk to each other, we found out, we're in the same 5th grade class. Obviously, we live on the same streets. We're at the same bus stop. We were as far as I knew, the only 2 kids in school, the only 2 10-year-olds who were into Mystery Science Theater and Kids in the Hall.
Nice.
And we both love video games. And it's like, what the fuck were we doing for a year? Not talking to each other. So,
you made up for it.
So, like, yeah. I was spoiled having a best friend from that age. And then a couple years later, Brad joined the mix. And it was just us 3, like, all through middle school and high school. Plus some other folks on the periphery.
Yeah, you were spoiled.
Yeah. Boy, I was, because when I went off to university and I suddenly didn't have those. I did have Brad because Brad went to Bethany College. So I did get to hang out with Brad while I was there. But like, I ultimately realized this school's not for me. If I feel out of place here. I went to OU where I had absolute zero. I had no friends. And I realized, I don't know how to make friends. This sucks.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to talk to people. What do people my age do or like? I didn't know any of it, and I hated it.
Football?
So I just like went through 5 years of university, just not really. I ended up making some friends with the kids in the study abroad group when I came to study at Chubu.
Yeah, of course.
And that's it. I don't talk to any of them anymore.
Yeah, that's like solidarity.
Yeah.
It's like, we're in this together. We have to survive together.
Yeah.
Because we're also like, in a foreign country and all that jazz.
Yes.
Jazz.
Just not, it was fine. Made friends, some friends. Some of those friendships lasted longer than others. Some fizzled out pretty early. Who was I talking to recently? Maybe a couple years ago. I don't know.
We were talking about me.
Who?
Just so you know.
Okay. Tell me about your experience.
I'm kidding.
Oh, sorry.
Who were you just talking to?
Ray, I'm talking to you.
No, boy. That's great. Thank you.
I am still friends with Greg, who was the director of the English program at Chuba University, and still is, because he was our facilitator. He was our chaperone, but he wasn't a chaperone. He was just like, yeah, come to my office every Friday for your lunch stipend for the week, and then let's go out drinking.
Right, and he was the guy who apparently made an example of you as someone who...
What?
Do I have this right? No? Different guy?
No.
Different guy then. You were telling that story just a couple weeks ago.
That wasn't a singular person. That was the university making an example of me.
Oh, I thought it was like...
Making an example of implies punishment? Like, I wasn't punished. They changed their policy because of me.
To be clear, I don't mean that kind of making an example of.
Okay.
I mean someone to poke fun at and say, ha, ha, ha. That kind.
Not even, without naming me, yeah. Like, they didn't put me in the stocks and throw tomatoes at me.
No, they had a framed picture of you. Clown of the millennium.
Do not accept checks from this man.
Yes. Or passports.
Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, Greg is still there. Greg, he brought the new round of Chuba students to the bar a couple months ago. That was nice.
Right.
That's always fun.
But wasn't that when, I heard that someone was still talking about you.
Yes.
In regard to something.
Like, but not by name. Like they tell the new students.
Sorry, I don't mean to recap the whole story. It's only been a couple episodes ago, but
it's fine. They tell new students, hey, make sure you send it by registered mail because this one time this dumb idiot didn't and he lost his passport. That's it.
Yeah.
They don't say, guys, let me tell you a story of Alex Fraioli. That would be.
But I was thinking
awkward.
of the correct situation.
Yes, you are.
You just got hung up on my word choice as usual.
As per usual. That's fun. But yeah, that was Chubu. I didn't retain any friends like I didn't retain many friends through university in general. Did drunkenly kiss the guy in the room next to mine, who was the guy who got me into the program, who convinced me to do the program to begin with. Because we went out drinking one night, and it was, I think that was my first time drinking a lot of alcohol at once.
Yeah.
And then it just got real awkward the next day.
It's
like, okay, well, time for class. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Happy Pride, everybody.
All right. Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I don't retain friends well. I have retained more friends since opening the bar, and that's, I think, because I'm finally in an environment where I can kind of be myself, which didn't really have a university, did not have as an ALT, did not have in any capacity as an English teacher.
True,
You
but
know.
you also run the place. So it's like,
that's
you
part
need
of
the
it, yes.
public to come in, and eventually some of them are going to stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And oh boy, business ain't great
All right.
right now.
So if I may go back to my experience here over
Yes.
spring.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I swear to God, I am still like in disbelief that I passed that math class. Like,
Wow.
it really sucked because I had done so much better preparing for the second exam and got a worse score than the first one, where I was woefully unprepared. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, well, there's no hope here unless I rethink what to do. So yeah, I did do that and I made it through. But the other classes, everything else, it's like, to be honest, it's a lot of the same stuff I've been talking about for months and years now. So like the stories have not really changed, just the people and the names. It's like, yes, I was in some more group projects with a bunch of idiots and people who otherwise weren't very reliable, and some were, but some weren't, and teachers who were a bit crazy, and I didn't like going to classes sometimes. And some of these I've told you in private, but most of it's just like, it's a melange of the same stuff I've been talking about. So that's also why I didn't talk about it that much in previous episodes during this whole thing, because it's like, first of all, I'm so laser focused on trying not to fail anything that I just like I don't have any stories to gather and compile and organize for you. So just know that it was very complicated.
I think it's a different experience doing college in your late teens, early 20s versus doing it as an adult. Because as an adult, you're not like, when you're a kid, you're like, wow, college, I'm sure having fun, and I'm going to have even more fun later. And then later on in life, you're like, well, I had my fun. I guess it's time to do this shit. Is my assumption.
Well, as I've said before, last time I went to college was when I was like 21.
That's right.
And even then, I'm like, I'm ready to not do this. Right? Because it's like, I already feel older than everybody else because I'm supposed to be graduation age. And here I am again. Now, of course, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a big deal. There are plenty of 21, 22-year-olds in the university that I had worked with already here recently. So
lost you again.
I get that, but
yeah, let's switch to Skype. Discord, what are you doing? I assume it's Discord.
But yeah, mostly just things that I've talked about. As I've already said, there was really, although I will say, one group in one class, easily the worst group project group I had been in.
The number munchers. The cavity creeps?
What? No. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
It was an elective class. So I think people were predisposed to not care as much, but the teacher was kind of a sleepy old man, and a lot of people weren't respecting him, but also just my group in general. 5 people, which itself is bad because I feel like 5 is the point where the cracks start showing up and someone's going to slack even harder than if it was just 4.
Yeah.
So me and 4 other people, all of them barely showed up to class. All of them either showed up late or just didn't show up for like months and weeks at a time. Months or weeks. Months come after weeks because multiple weeks equal months. You understand? I took a math class.
Yeah, slow down, professor.
I got a C.
You got to see what?
NBC.
The address is CBS.
So these kids didn't really care. One of them was particularly just bizarre, a Nigerian student, and she was just like very adamant about finishing papers before anybody else had a chance to contribute to them and stuff like that. And sent just really curt or aloof texts. Frequently was sending incredulous things, and then was like, "Oh, sorry, wrong group." Yeah, times like that, it's time for peer reviews, and I just I don't hold back, and I'm just
nice.
I lay out the facts, And then that same student did send a truly incredulous text after the class was already done, saying, I just found out I'm getting a B minus. You guys are messing up my grade because of this peer review thing. If anyone made a mistake, please get in touch with the teacher. And I just smile and just
no mistakes here.
Silently tap close on that text group and move on with my life. Because it's like, yeah, you could have showed up. You could have showed up, and that would have done a whole lot. It's really remarkable how much showing up does for maybe not just you and your performance, but also others' perception of you.
Yeah.
It really goes a long way.
I show up to work almost every day.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a crazy group. And then that's really like the quote unquote highlight I have for you. Other than the math score, which of course I am very proud of. And once again, now I'm good. I don't have any more classes where I need to earn a minimum grade to graduate or anything like that. I'm good. The deck is maybe not clear, but smoother than it ever has been. And so we're just taking it easy for a little bit. That's not to say I'm not going to have difficult classes, because there are 2 math adjacent ones coming up. There's a finance class and then one about, it's basically a repeat of stats. But again, no harsh requirements there. I should be okay in the end.
We believe in you.
You know what they say? Of course, C's get degrees.
That's true.
And
Yes.
I think I'm getting a degree.
Was that the Nina Williams game?
Yes.
Okay.
You could kick someone's skeleton or something.
Yeah.
Skeleton views.
Well, keep on trucking and soon you'll be done.
Yeah. So, maybe now I can concentrate on things a little better, and maybe I will have some good stories for you in the coming months here on No More Whoppers. Who knows?
Good.
But that's me at school. I can finally take a good week break until I need to take more classes next week.
Good.
There we go. I'd like to move on. I have a quick bout of drink food copy for you.
Oh my God. Okay. I was going to say we got to take a break, but yeah, hit me with it.
Well, we can do it before or after the break. What would you prefer?
Right now. No, okay. Well, you told me. Don't tease me.
Well, maybe you like being teased.
No, not when it comes to drink food copy.
Maybe we need to get you drunk enough.
No, I don't drink anymore.
All right. As you know, this is the offshoot of snack food copy, where I read the backs of packages and containers that have weird statements on them. This is drink food copy, where I buy a unique drink and find out that someone's written, again, something very strange on it. This comes from a can of High Brew coffee. That's High Brew, High Brew, no relation to High Chew. That's spelled differently.
Oh, right.
Although, wouldn't it be interesting if they made High Chew flavored coffee or some other drink? Don't you think?
No. I mean, High Chew flavor.
Calpis is kind of there. Calpico.
But High Chew isn't a flavor. High Chew is just a fruit candy plus shochu. No, it's not. No. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of Chew High.
What the fuck are you doing? I'm talking about the candy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I've always confused the two, High Chew and Chew High.
A shout out to Mark Lentz, Chew High Labs.
Yes, Chew High Labs.
Okay, Jesus. No, I meant, because last time we were talking about flavored cocktails and licensed, collabs within the cocktail or ice cream space. What if they had a High Chew sanctioned drink? How about that?
Okay. Also, how cute would it be if Mark's kids had a game dev company called High Chew Labs?
All right, moving on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is a High Brew. Now, they are one of these canned coffee companies. They're around. You can find them around here. It's not a new thing, but they did have a new line of cold brew, nitro cold brew, whatever. So I wanted to try that because I like that idea. So I got this, and it turned out there was some copy on the quote unquote rear of the can. I don't know how you determine that, but this is easily the worst drink food copy I've ever seen. This is sickening. I'm not kidding. And
okay,
it's only 2 sentences.
Wait.
I mean, it's staggering. It's staggering.
All right, hit me.
2 sentences plus this headline. Here we go. Cold brew for those who do. That's the headline.
All right.
Here we go. Here we go. High brew coffee was discovered on a 6-month journey across the high seas where we raised our sails and our children.
What?
We returned home to Austin, Texas, and crafted our family of cold brews with direct trade coffee to fuel your journey. Signed, Elizabeth and David.
What?
I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
It was discovered on an ocean voyage?
So this rich white family, the can is white, by the way.
Okay.
Great indicator.
The mug is white. The jar is white.
Their names are also white. Elizabeth and David, go fuck yourselves.
Hey, I can think of
not
David Allen Greer. All right.
Not people who are named Elizabeth, but if you are particularly a couple named Elizabeth and David, get out of here. Just get out.
I guess. I don't know.
Again, yeah, these are the two whitest people with the two whitest sentences on the whitest can I've ever seen. This is ridiculous. This sickens me to my
Elizabeth,
core.
I think, is a whiter name than David.
Are you sure?
Because David is at least biblical. You know what I mean? Like,
I think the Bible's pretty much been wrung out of that name. I think
I don't know.
You're grasping at straws there, trying to make that.
I just said David Allen Greer. Dag.
You see what I mean?
I just said Dag. All right, hi. No, I can hear you.
And what's his wife's name?
It's Elizabeth. I don't know.
Yeah. You want to hear it again? Or you want to hear that first sentence again?
Yes, I do.
High brew coffee was discovered on a 6-month journey across the high seas where we raised our sails and our children. Now wait.
Wait.
Listen to the second one again. Listen to this next sentence.
Okay.
We know that they discovered it. Okay, that's like the setup. Okay, and the second sentence is, we returned home to Austin, Texas, and crafted our family of cold brews with direct trade coffee to fuel your journey. So what they actually discovered was the concept of direct trade coffee. And they decided, their white entrepreneurial asses decided to just jump up off of their yacht, go back home, and start up a coffee business out of this. That's what I'm hearing. Does that make sense to you?
What is direct trade? I don't know this term.
It's, I guess, ethical.
Okay. Well, then what's fair trade?
Worse than direct trade, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Because there's a lot of terms I feel that like it's very hard to understand which terms are legitimate and a positive thing and which are just words that a corporation put together to make it sound like it's a positive thing.
Non-GMO.
Okay.
That's been run into the ground as well. And so what the hell does that mean? You got to go look it up. But please trust this lovely couple.
All right, cool.
I had it at the words where we raised our sails and our children.
Yeah, it makes it sound
away.
like it almost makes it sound like they're hoisting their kids up,
no,
so they can look out over the ship.
Just sick. Just made me throw up.
All right. I mean, to me, it's
coffee was good though, and that's straight food coffee.
All right, we need to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm going to talk about a PC I built. Stay with us.
All right. Direct trade parts?
You can't change the channel. Yeah. I traded money for them.
Wake up, put on my makeup, and pick the rake up, and rake my hair. And I think maybe, but I don't know, but I'm starting to feel like I got a brain problem situation on my hands. I think maybe, but I don't know, but I'm starting to feel like I got a brain problem situation on my hands.
Today's show is brought to you by EPOS Gaming Audio. With a comprehensive lineup of both wired and wireless headsets, gaming amplifiers, microphones, and webcams, EPOS has everything you need to experience the power of audio. Like their H6 Pro lineup, which features 2 versions, an open or closed headset. The closed headset allows you to tap into exceptionally detailed audio and seals out ambient noise, while the open version delivers natural high-fidelity audio with an incredible soundstage. Both headsets include a magnetic detachable microphone and a sleek design that has no wild RGB configurations, just good design. Listeners can save 15% by visiting www.eposaudio.com/gaming and entering code EPOSFriend15 at checkout.
spaceships,
magic swords,
intergalactic empires,
dead gods,
and creatures from beyond the moon.
What mad universe could contain all these fantastic visions?
What Mad Universe is a bi-weekly podcast
Delving into the misty origins of sci-fi and fantasy, pop culture and genre tropes.
Take a cosmic trip on What Mad Universe podcast, now on the Tokyo Beat Podcast Network.
But I'm starting to feel like I got a brain problem situation on my hands, on my hands. I'm looking down and I can see what I've got on my hands is a brain problem situation. 29 inches of snow on the top of the situation on the brain and the scraper I buried some.
Folks, welcome back to No More Whoppers, episode 235, segment 2, hosts 1 and 2, reporting for duty.
You got a clapboard there too?
I do. That was my hand. Raymond, I constructed, with the help of a friend, a personal computer. Are you familiar with these?
I'm very familiar with them. I'm not sure you are.
I know.
Based on
I'm
the
not.
previous story.
It was wild. It was my first PC build. I talked about this before, how I miss living room couch gaming. Wanted to put together a living room PC.
Yeah, no, pretty good. That's admirable.
Yeah, started looking at parts. And my buddy Paul, bless his heart, he showed up to help me put it together. He also provided the GPU and the CPU. They're hand-me-downs that he did not need any longer, but
That's
more
how
than
it
enough
goes,
for
yeah.
my purposes. He helped me shop for the case and the parts and everything else. And we put it together over an afternoon. It was very fun, and it works great. It's one of the fans is very loud, though, and I'm not sure why that is. Would like it to be less loud.
Sure.
Everything else is great. I
always get new
installed
ones.
games on it. FF14 works great on it. Here's my only issue. Oh boy, I cannot get a DualShock 4 to work over Bluetooth for more than an afternoon.
Right. And here
It sucks.
once again, another behind the scenes chat that you and I had.
Yeah.
As well as the rest of our No More Whoppers Discord. But yeah. I told you what you should do.
I know. Well, no, here's the thing. Yeah, somebody said, make sure you download DS for Windows, and I did. And it works perfectly when it is connected via cable.
Yeah, it sounds like you just had Bluetooth problems, which you'll explain.
But then I did get it to work over Bluetooth. But here's the thing. Like, there's a way to get it to work every time. It's annoying to set up. And every time you finish playing, you have to power down the controller by holding the PS button for 10 seconds.
Yeah, no one's doing that. Ain't got time for that.
And I took a break one day. Like, I played some FF14. I didn't turn the controller off because I knew I was coming back after I did the dishes. I put the controller down. I went over to do the dishes. And as I'm doing the dishes, the computer went to sleep, which then fucked everything up. And I had to restart the controller pairing process again. It's just real annoying having to do that every time. So I think I'm in the market for like an Xbox Elite controller.
Elite?
Or
Even I don't
man.
have an Elite.
No?
You're just playing FF14, aren't you?
Yeah, but the controllers are important to me. I never thought I'd say that.
No.
Actually,
What?
like I have a DualSense. I use the DualSense on my office PC, and it works. Actually, it worked fine over Bluetooth until like a month ago, where now FF4 no longer has any idea what it is. Or Steam rather, because I open it through Steam.
Oh, Lord.
For some reason, Steam will not recognize my DualSense when it's Bluetooth anymore. Cabled is fine. The problem is, like, I've been using this DualSense for about a year now, and I think after this, putting it through its paces, I think I prefer the DualShock 4 just because it's lighter and it feels sleeker.
Sure. But here's the thing, too, is that
Hi.
DualShock 4, not a spring chicken anymore, and those batteries are already on their way out.
Yeah.
So if it's not Bluetooth you're going to have problems with, it's going to be the fact that you need to plug it in after 5 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if I can't get around this Bluetooth issue, I might as well just keep it plugged in the whole time. One of the reasons, when it came time to buy a new controller, one of the reasons I went with the DualSense instead of the DualShock 4 for my PC is because it connects via USB-C instead of to the controller instead of what's the one that DualShock 4 uses? Is that micro USB or mini USB?
Micro.
Micro. And I hate micro because it feels finicky and it comes unplugged too easily.
It probably was mini.
Mini? Okay.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
USB-C is in there nice and tight.
Yeah, as designed.
Yeah, and that's great. I don't like the controller itself as much as the DualShock 4.
Right.
It's too heavy. It feels too heavy in my hands, you know. And I considered getting an Xbox Elite because I know that's going to work with Windows flawlessly. The problem is I like the DualShock setup of the I like the symmetry of the sticks and the location of the D-pad.
Right.
And I saw in the Elite series you can swap out buttons, but you sure can't swap those. I can't just swap a D-pad with an analog stick, which is what I want to do. I want it to look like a DualShock.
Not that specific controller, but there are some that'll do that.
Are there really?
Yeah.
And they work fine with Windows?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't know.
Wait, there's no first-party Microsoft controllers that look like that, are there?
No, I'm talking on third party.
Okay.
Microsoft's not going to mess with that.
No, yeah, that's their look.
So bread and butter.
But I hate it. I hate it because the way that FF14 is, if you play with controller, it makes like the translation from your brain to the controller to the screen is aided by the fact that those are symmetrical on the controller. Because you hold L2, R2, and then you use the face buttons and the D-pad to do your abilities. And when those are symmetric, like they are on screen, everything flows a lot simpler for me, and it's easier to wrap my head around it. When that's swapped with the D-pad, I fuck everything. I did a dungeon last night on an Xbox controller, and I was like fat fingering all these inputs and doing like it looked like it was my first time doing the dungeon. It was very nice.
Come on, that's too bad.
I know. I'm not going to bore you with FF14 talk. I'm only here to lament.
Bore me with controller talk.
I already did.
No, I got more.
I'm only here to lament the fact that once again, I don't think I'm going to have the time to get into high-end FF14 stuff this patch. Patch 6.4 just came out. There's a new extreme fight, and there's 4 new savage fights, and I really want to do them, but like, I also have to put together this YouTube video, and I have to worry about applying for a visa extension, and obviously I'm still dealing with my tax thing, and I cannot devote that kind of time and attention to a game when I have real-world shit going on.
It's very responsible of you.
It sucks though. Being an adult kind of sucks for that reason. Like I cannot enjoy video games unless everything in my life is tucked away and neatly finished, and I don't have other stressors in my life.
That's what I just did with school. I finally started Like a Dragon Nation.
And it feels good, right? Like I got a little taste. I got a little rush yesterday because I printed out the visa extension application form, and I got the photo taken in the photo booth, and I printed it out, cut it out, glued it to the application, filled out the application. It's almost good to go. My wife has to fill out a page because it's a spousal visa. It's just, the page is like, this guy? She's like, yeah, check the yes box. Yes! Yeah. So that it felt good, but I won't feel great until I get the visa, which I'm almost assured because it's just an extension. I'm not applying for a visa.
Right.
Anyway, that's PC talk. Oh, wait, no, there's one more thing. I do have a Xbox Game Pass on my personal computer.
Right.
Which is pretty good.
Uh-huh.
And I saw they have on there's a series I've heard a lot about and I'd never played. And I think it's called Matt's Effect.
Uh-huh.
Is that right? I downloaded the first Mass Effect. I'm like, you know what? I should play. I've heard a lot of, it's like how when you and I went back and we watched the classic 80s and 90s movies that we missed growing up.
Oh, no.
This is like, I should play Mass Effect. And I download it and I install it. First of all, I have to make an EA account because even though it's from the Xbox Game Pass menu, when you click install, it's like, you need to install EA's app.
Yeah.
Now.
Can I interrupt you for just 1 second?
Yeah, please.
If you're going to get EA games at this point, get them on console so you don't have to deal with any of that. Even on Steam, they make you download the EA app, and even though it will launch and then quickly hide itself and then launch the game without you having to mess with it, it's still bullshit. And
it sucks.
It's still it's like a fake. It's fake on Steam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not actually on Steam. It's on EA's platform, and you're actually buying it from them technically, and having to launch it there. So.
I mean, and the EA app it can be intrusive because after I installed it and I thought I closed it, I put the PC to sleep. I came back later to play FF14. I start up FF14. I'm in a party. FF14, like mid boss fight, FF14 is minimized by an EA login screen saying, "Hey, you didn't log in yet, buddy. Get the fuck out of my face." So I think we're done.
Commander Shepard's waiting for you.
I think we're done. I think we're done with EA. Like, there aren't any EA games I'm interested in anyway, so I think I can just safely delete all this.
EA and Ubisoft just buy on console. Whoever's listening.
I don't care enough to play them.
Whoever
on
else
console,
is listening, please.
All right, okay. PSA. So yeah, I installed Mass Effect 1, and then I started it up, and I was immediately struck by the fact that it is 3x4, and there is no controller support. And I'm like,
oh, this isn't even the remaster collection?
That's odd. Well, here's the thing. I didn't know about the remaster collection because it's not called the remaster collection. It's called like Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yeah.
If they had just called it like Mass Effect Trilogy or Mass Effect Collection that conveys what it is, I would have downloaded that instead.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if I was going to like the series or not. So my thought was, I'll start with the first one, and if I like it, I'll move on.
From
so I downloaded
2008.
2007.
Going all the way back.
Yeah. So it downloads, installs, launches in 3x4, no controller support. This sucks. And then I read up, I just find a post that's like, oh yeah, what you want is Legendary Edition. Okay. So I download Legendary Edition. It was fine. I started a new game. I made a fem shep. Her name is Jamba Juice Shepherd.
Oh, you're already calling her fem shep. So yeah, you must be a fan already.
That's right. I did a couple of missions. Didn't hate it. Just it's whatever.
Yep.
I also didn't really know any of the advantages or disadvantages of any of the different starting professions you can pick. So I just picked one that seemed cool. I don't know how important that is to the gameplay, if it is at all. But yeah, I would continue playing the game because I was enjoying myself. But because of the EA app's absolute garbage, it is going in itself the garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
But I don't think you would have stuck around with it too long anyway.
No.
Yeah, I look at Mass Effect, and even I was playing it again on PS5 because I got it on PS Plus, and it's just like, this is still a little crusty.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like, you know my deal. Like, I don't mind.
Honestly, no, I don't anymore.
Hey,
what is your deal?
I don't. We talked. Low Poly, higher qual. Remember?
2 words. Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, I will only play games developed personally by Stanley Tucci.
All right. He's learning Unreal Engine, I hear.
Where'd you hear that?
It's in one of his cookbooks.
He went to Italy just to learn Unreal Engine.
From the ancient incredible. Masters.
Real dedication.
Some Nana was teaching him how to fucking light him.
Real dedication to the craft.
Gotta light a scene properly.
Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know which fan it is in the tower that's stupid loud all the time, but it might just be that summer is starting up here.
Is it old? Was it another hand-me-down, or did it come with the case?
No, I bought it new. Everything is new except for the GPU and the CPU.
What brand we talking? Do you remember?
The fan?
Yeah.
Fucking intake.
Oh.
Inwind. It had a K where it had a K in it. I think it's called intake. Fun take.
Okay. Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably don't buy things with fun in the name.
I don't think it's the case fan because we started it up. Like, we turned everything on after the build was finished. We turned it on as a test before putting the case cover back on just to make sure everything was working. And there was no need for the fan to start running because it wasn't doing anything. So there was no way to tell which fan it was. But I don't think it's the case fan because that's the one that's closest to the top, the edge of the case. And like, I can put my ear down there and it's not coming from that. I think it's the CPU fan. It can't be the GPU fan because like when I hit the Xbox button in the middle of a game, it shows your usage. And every time I look at it, it's like GPU is like 1 to 10%. This is FF14. And then CPU is like 22 to 30%. I think it's the CPU fan. I don't know why it's so loud.
Who knows at this point?
I'll go digging. I do have the motherboard has a companion app where I can set different fan settings. I'm just gonna mess around with that, I think.
Now the motherboard and the CPU were the hand-me-downs. You were
No,
saying
the motherboard I bought new.
Oh,
the
okay.
CPU and the GPU were the hand-me-downs, but they're fine. They're in great condition.
And you and Paul put the CPU on correctly. You feel
He guided me the entire time.
you got that all pasted up and
Yes.
all right.
Yes, I was unsure if I was using enough paste or too much paste. He said it was just right.
Could just be a cheapo fan.
Could just be a cheapo fan, but I don't know.
Sometimes that's just what it is.
It's the fan that came with the Ryzen 7. Wait, do they come with fans, or was that Paul's fan that he
Sometimes.
had? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll talk to Paul about it. I think it's fine. It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
I mean, worst case scenario, just put the tower somewhere else.
Right. Worst case scenario, it is the end of the world.
Oh shit, you're right. I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
that is the
right.
worst case scenario. Oh, it's been fun.
Oh boy. Ooh.
Thank you for listening to our final episode.
That's not what I meant.
Oh,
Ah.
that's all right.
Can we go back to controllers?
Let's do it.
This is another PSA I got.
Okay.
This is not necessarily directed at you.
Hi.
But I gotta say, if you're okay with a wired controller and you want Xbox compatibility, no sweat, no BS, just get one of the 8-bit do Xbox wired controllers. And they got these two that look like a normal Xbox controller, but they also got one with like classic style, PlayStation stick setup, but also like a big Nintendo style D-pad. Slightly flatter buttons. It's like if a PlayStation controller and a Super Nintendo controller had a baby.
Okay. What's the shape though? Because I do need it to like fit in my hands like a DualShock does.
It's not. I mean, it's as close to a DualShock as you could get.
But what does that mean?
I mean, I guess I'll have to show you a picture, won't I?
Please do.
Regardless, as I'm looking that up, let me just say also, they do have another wired one that is just
Okay.
comfortable Xbox style. And now that they do have these Xbox licensed ones, you can just plug them in and they're good to go. Otherwise, if you do buy other 8-bit do controllers, it's like they kind of have to finagle it in the sense that you probably have to like hold X and start as you turn the controller on.
Oh, right. For X input.
Yeah. X input type crap.
Yeah, I did that with our pal Phun gave me an 8-bit do Super Famicom pad last time he visited.
Yeah.
And that's same deal. It's versatile. You can use
they
it with
still
anything.
got those, but now they also have Xbox licensed ones, and yeah, that's pretty good.
Fun.
All right, there's a picture of the thing I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Hang on a sec here. It looks all right.
Yeah.
I'd like to hold one to make sure, though.
Sure.
I don't know if I like that shape.
Well, like I said, they also have the Xbox shaped one, but also a new version of that is 2.4 gigahertz instead of Bluetooth, and so it comes with a little USB dongle, and that might serve you well as well. But for me, as someone who is making a game on a desk most of the time, I just got one of those wired ones, and it's perfectly fine.
Okay.
And very versatile, of course, because it's just official Xbox style. You just plug it in and go, and it's fine for just messing around on my PC.
Okay.
So if anyone else is like in that same boat, I would just look at those and don't worry about it too much. Now the other thing I was telling you is that you can also, if you get that Xbox Elite controller, you should probably just get the Windows wireless adapter for Xbox, regardless of the fact that Xbox controllers are Bluetooth, because the Windows wireless adapter that Microsoft also sells is actually a little bit more reliable. And once you pair it, the two things, that and the controller, it'll work a lot like an Xbox console
good.
will, in that you just turn it on, turn the controller on, it pairs, you're good to go that way. And not having to worry about leaving it on necessarily.
Okay.
And no more Bluetooth crap. It'll go a little bit farther than the typical Bluetooth as well. And so, I don't like the Bluetooth controllers too much unless I'm actually forced to use a console that is using it, in which case, okay. But try to go 2.4 gigahertz if you can, folks out there.
Thank you.
Especially on the PC. All right.
My controller quest continues. I think how much is that that one that you dropped in the Discord or the Skype there?
I think like 35 or 40.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, because it's wired.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to pick up one of those and test it out because it would solve all my problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, like the wireless is not necessary. It's just a really nice perk, but
Right.
you know.
And I will add.
Hi.
So the reason it's not wireless because Microsoft and Nintendo and probably Sony, as far as I know, don't let third parties make wireless controllers unless it's under special circumstances. So most of them are wired.
Oh,
Microsoft especially is really hardline on this. There's some good wireless Nintendo ones, but Microsoft's really hardline on this still. And so most third-party Xbox controllers are wired only. But they continue the tradition ever since the original Xbox of having like a 10-foot cord that also breaks away. So at least with these 8-bit do ones, I don't know about other third-party ones. It's going to be wired, but it's also going to be like standard Xbox length cord.
okay. Does that affect latency at all?
No, it's just wired.
Yeah, I know, but
It's not like a mile away.
But what if it was? Long range gaming. All right. Well, thank you for that recommendation. I'm going to pick that up, I think, and I think it's going to solve all my problems.
Well, if not, I'm going to hear about it.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Just make sure it's on Amazon so you can return it easily.
Oh, right.
But yeah, gaming. It's very popular these days.
With the youth.
Yeah, and olds like
And
us.
us.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Well, I got a new update. Just, in the rundown of ending that school semester, I did, in fact, cave in, and with my wife, I was playing.
The new version of a game called
Resident Evil.
Oh, this is the one that's in the spooky mansion.
Yeah,
All right.
and this one has more than a mansion.
What?
Optimus.
So like I was saying, my wife, the newly christened Leon fangirl, I just gave in and bought Resident Evil 4, the remake, so we could enjoy that for a few weeks. And finished it up, and it was a good time. I thought it was pretty good. Granted, I hadn't finished the original yet. So about 2 or 3 days after I finished the remake, I went ahead and dusted up the story for the original version.
Oh.
So now I have both Resident Evil 4s under my belt. Thank you very much. One of them took much longer than the other, but still good to have that all done. And I thought the remake was pretty well done. They cut out things that annoyed me in the original, so that's good.
Oh, like what?
Certain areas that just sort of dragged on, like that. I think the most recent thing that was bugging me that I didn't really like was that the moving cage where you have to also fight that's also like a maze setup.
Oh,
and
yes!
there's the guy, the monster jumping you. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's...
And you go through like 3 of those, and it's just like, can this just be done?
That's one of those things where the very first time I played that game, I thought it was very tense and atmospheric. And then on subsequent playthroughs, I was just rolling my eyes like, can we not, please?
And it's also in a boring cave, like...
Yeah.
Just in the middle of nowhere, sort of.
Yeah, that's it's a part, like, games will often feel like this, but that's one of those parts where it's like, I'm in a room that like someone designed to torture me. Why? This doesn't make sense, like, organically in the context of any of this. Someone just rendered like a torture environment.
Yeah. And then you really just sort of look at the whole of that original Resident Evil 4, and it's like, yeah, they really did make a good game, but boy, they put a lot of stuff in there, and it was just sort of like, it was a lot like the original Final Fantasy VII. It's just like a bunch of stuff thrown in, and obviously a much shorter game, Resident Evil 4, but it felt long. The whole thing felt long, and I think that was part of my problem why I couldn't really get over the hump for so many years of just finishing it, because it's like, well, it's spooky, but also like, god damn, how long is this?
Yeah.
But I persevered. They did improve some things besides just cutting things out. I think.
The parry system's great. That's my favorite improvement.
Yeah, although I didn't do it much because I kind of forgot and sucked at it. But the big fight with Krauser I thought was improved.
Yeah, much better. Yeah.
Yeah, like real variety to it, and like maybe it was just the difficulty I was playing the original on. But it's like he just sort of like moved forward, and then you just shot him in the leg and then the head, and do that 8 dozen times. And
I don't know if this is the same in the remake, but in the original, you're not explicitly told this, but like your knife does like octuple damage to him.
Yes, I did also read up on that. And my final blow, because I had completely run out of ammo, was just a knife attack, and that killed him. I was like, all right.
Perfect. Yep.
Good.
Good stuff.
And I'm talking about the original, but nonetheless, he was still a good fight in the remake. And so, yeah.
Yes.
Some stuff they switched around, like little things. Again, towards the end, Leon and Ashley get themselves healed.
Yes.
In the original game, Leon goes first. In the second, in the remake, he lets Ashley go first. It's like, you're the important one here. So I thought that was a little bit cute. Yeah, I just generally much more fun to play.
Yes. Luis's death was different.
Yeah, different setup of how characters join you and how they die and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Also a piece of flavor text with the name Adam Sadler, which I can't complain.
Okay. I was curious. I did see that too, and I was like, wait, was that in the original?
No, it was not. This is I know that because like I've watched Tom play through Resident Evil 4 at the bar like 5 times.
Okay, so you're a pro by association.
Every time we make Adam Sadler jokes, like every time a cultist dies, Lord Sandler.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were overjoyed to see it actually official in the RE4 canon. There was an ancestor named Adam Sadler.
Yeah.
Pretty good. He was insistent that Donkey Kong was the greatest video game ever made.
Right. Well, we talked about that on Golden 16 Seconds.
That's true. Yes, out now.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I also played through. I picked up. This is old news by now, but there was a Golden Week sale. I picked up the Residence Evil that I was missing, specifically RE2 remake, RE3 remake, RE7, and RE5 and 6 on PC as well. I picked them all up. I might do like a full RE series charity stream in October.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
we'll see. That'll be fun. And
then right as we can play 6 together.
Oh, that'd be fun. And then right as the sale was about to end, I was like, well, I got everything I want. Wait a minute. What's this? There's you can buy all the RE2 unlockable stuff for like 170 yen. And I'm like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. So I just for a pittance got unlimited rocket launcher and all that shit.
What a pittance.
And just did a fun run through the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. RE2 remake is great. I think we might have mentioned this last episode, but the Ada's voice I find is much improved in the RE4 remake over RE2.
Yeah, I'm a little indifferent. I'd like it either way. Don't
really?
Yeah, I mean,
oh man,
it's certainly. Hey, I'm glad an Asian actress is voicing an Asian character in 4. Hey, what a concept! But I don't think in practice it made a whole lot of difference to me. I think it was still good. Both are good.
It activated something in my brain. It was like dark and sexy. It's a much better voice.
I see. So it's a horny thing.
Sure.
I wasn't entirely going there, but I understand where you're coming from. Sure. Yeah. Yes. I get it. Yeah.
Okay. Video games. Do you have a 3DS?
I got a couple.
All right.
Yeah.
As do I, which is why I hacked one. I hacked a second one to give to my friend Drew because I overpromised and underdelivered to my friend Drew because we were talking about Dragon Quest a few weeks ago, as we do. And he said he wanted some Dragon Quest recommendations, and I said, well, do you have a DS or a 3DS? He said, yes, I have an American 3DS. I said, well, you got Dragon Quest 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on there. 8 you can probably skip. The rest are great. In fact, you can borrow, I recommend 7 the most. You can borrow my copy of 7. I have an American copy of 7. He said, great. I went home to search for it. Could not find it.
Boom.
Did find 2 copies of DQ7 in Japanese. Could not find 1 copy. So the next time he came in the bar, I was like, oh boy, I'd really like to lend you my DQ7, but I can't find it. And it was in that instance I remembered, hey, dummy, you own the digital copy.
I'm Alex.
So to make up for it, I hacked one of the 3DSs I have taken up space here, and I filled it with DQ 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's going to be my gift to him next time he shows up at the bar. Always happy to have more people to talk about DQ with.
Yes, of course.
So I hope Drew enjoys it.
All right. Not bad.
Yeah. I don't know the status of this as of this recording, but if you have plans on hacking your 3DS and you have not yet, do not update your firmware.
That's just a rule of thumb. I mean, also at this point, why would anyone update it either way? Anyway?
Right, but just like if even if you're not considering hacking your 3DS, you might change your mind in the future.
Well, here's the rule of thumb. If it pops up, if you go online and it pops up saying there's a system update, just piss off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just we're so used to hitting yes without thinking about it.
Yeah, but it's like
what I'm saying.
If you're intending to hack the system, you're obviously, I mean, you should obviously not care about updates at all. I know this is not new information for you. This is another one of my PSAs, by the way. I'm on a PSA. We're on a PSA roll here this week. I'm just saying, yeah.
A PSAR.
Yeah, I guess we have two PSAs. One, don't update, but also second PSA, just definitely don't update.
Hold up. Are we talking about Phantasy Star Anthology?
No.
Okay. All right.
Why would we ever do that?
I don't know. That is not a game that exists, but sounds like it should.
Oh, wait. I thought that was the GBA name. Okay.
No, that's Phantasy Star Collection.
Yeah, right. Anthology. No one uses the word anthology anymore.
Final Fantasy.
Mass Effect could have done that.
Yeah. The MSA.
God damn.
All right, cool.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Since you brought it up.
I did?
You did indeed.
Go.
The new version of a game called Dragon Quest.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, yeah.
They're finally ready to launch on this part of the world. What is it? Infinity Strash. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai.
Yeah.
This is, of course, the action game based on the anime Dino Daiboken. It looks fun, but I don't know if it's worth caring about because I don't really know the quality of the game.
Yeah.
But hey, that'll be on PC.
That's not for me.
It's a full-on like action RPG, the actioniest Dragon Quest game I've seen since maybe the Muso ones. That's it's pretty wild. Pretty wild there. Yep. But we'll see.
Maybe, I don't know.
Someday when it's on sale.
I typically don't go for the DQ offshoots.
Right, me neither, but the offshoots so far have been like Dragon Quest Monsters,
Builders,
Heroes,
which
is good. Builders
is good.
Heroes 2 is great.
I have Heroes. Oh, Heroes 2 is gifted to me. I should play it.
Yeah, you should play Heroes 2. It's actually much more RPG-like than the first one, which was just kind of like straight, sort of boring missions the whole way through.
Okay.
Heroes 2 has variety. How about that? And yeah, there was what the hell was it? Swords. That was the Wii one. Yeah.
Is it true that your Dragon Quest Heroes 2 review was just 2 words, Muso horny?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
You know, we had a whole episode of No More Whoppers where I made the joke and then titled the episode Muso Sorry. Do you remember that? I guess not.
No, I don't.
So.
Oh, it's great though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like us.
Yeah. I'm sure someone remembers that. Yeah.
Okay, good.
You also laughed just like that when I said it. So.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an MGS3 remake for some reason. That's all I got.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know what the hell that's all about. First of all, Konami and their great wisdom doesn't want you to know who made it. Doesn't have any names attached to it. So it's like living through 2015, 2016 all over again, where persona non grata the entire way through. But it's also, they also said, yeah, we're just using the old voices. We're not re-recording anything. You're getting what we gave you originally.
Oh boy.
And yeah, and then
I mean that's fine, I guess, because even that was when David Hayter was starting to get more vocal, about how like that role really hurts his voice, and you can tell in that game, like you can start to hear it in Snake Eater, where some of his lines are very strained, and it sounds like he's uncomfortable.
True enough. Yeah.
It's still a very good performance. Obviously, it's David Hayter, but that was the point where it's like when he showed up to do Old Snake in 4, it was like, oh yeah, that's what an Old Snake would sound like. Like he fit it perfectly.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, that was the best version of that. Still not amazing, I would say. And so there's also like the screenshots. I think of that one little blown out little building where I think where you find Sokolov. And it's just as blocky and right angled, and pretty much unchanged, not even like decorated that much from the original. And so I think what is going on is they are doing what you might want to call, I'm not coining this, please no one else coin this, what you might call
Metroidvania.
A super remaster.
Oh.
Where, you're just kind of painting over the original. Actually, the Halo Anniversary games did this. Halo 1 and 2 Anniversary did this, where you could also just switch between the two graphic styles. You could do the remakey graphics or the original graphics at like a button push.
Okay.
I'm not saying this Metal Gear Solid Delta is going to do that, but I think they are just doing it as lean as they possibly can. Because, and with the voice thing as well, like it's just not coming off promising to me in terms of the fact that like, well, we have FF7 now, we have Resident Evil 4 now. These are things where they really looked hard at what could be changed and what could be expanded, and also rewrote everything essentially, and really made a fresh experience of something that, was long established for years and years.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this is what this is going to be. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but also if you're using old voices and you're not, you're being Konami as hell and not really telling us who is on the fucking staff, like, I feel like you're just being scared and insecure about it.
I know one guy who's not on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a couple. Yeah.
And honestly, I think, like, I hate to say I'm uninterested because Kojima's not involved, because that just sounds like an MGS fanboy, pissy kind of take.
Yeah, well,
but like, okay. I don't mean it as some kind of angry statement. I just mean it as a plain statement of fact, because like the reason, Metal Gear Solid was his baby, and it like brought the series back. And there's a 7-minute speech about how nukes are bad. And like, I just imagine that coming out of Kojima's mouth. And if I know he's not involved with it, it's just everything's gonna ring hollow. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But also, there's a higher level point there, which is like when Kojima was involved with a remake of a Metal Gear game last time, it was a fresh take, and a lot of stuff was redone. Now, granted, he got a Hollywood, or no, not Hollywood. He got a movie director to redo the cutscenes and stuff.
Oh, Ryuhei Kitamura.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody loved that remake, but it was the sort of thing that is now sort of expected in today's remakes, I think.
I heard, so there's two theories about Twin Snakes, like the reason that it's so wacky in terms of Ryuhei Kitamura cutscenes and differences from the original. And the interpretation that I always liked, I think Tom told me this, was that it's the Hollywood adaptation of Metal Gear Solid.
Sure.
Based on the book by Nastasha Romanenkov. I think that's the name. Who wrote up that Shadow Moses report. Like if they were going to turn MGS into a Hollywood movie, it would be Twin Snakes. And I'm like, I like that interpretation. And then our pal Maddie told me she heard it was Otacon's interpretation of the events, which is why Otacon looks kind of ugly, which is very sad. That cannot be intentional, but I also think that's kind of a funny way to look at it.
Yeah, I don't buy either of that.
No, I'm not saying, no. I'm not saying these are Konami's official stances. I'm saying they're fun interpretations of the game. Like looking at a piece of art and seeing it as this kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying this is what they said about it.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's one way to look at them.
All right. I'm sorry I said those words.
Thank you.
Let me lend you my interpretation then.
Now apologize for 9/11.
No, Kojima did, actually. I don't know if you saw that interview snippet. I'll get back to that in a second. I just want to say, Metal Gear Solid 1 is already pretty comedic, the original version. Like, there's a lot of goofy-ass shit that you just have to look at it and feel like they got to be taking the piss on some of this, like, for sure. And so you just take that to the next level in Twin Snakes, whether or not you're hiring Kitamura, but Kitamura definitely helps, because it's just like, this thing is not that serious. And I think you can see that in the way that they have David Hayter basically doing a cartoon tough guy voice. I'm sorry to say, he did get better. He did treat it much more seriously.
Yes.
But I think Blaustein essentially in the beginning was just like, yeah, this is you don't have to be you don't have to use your real voice. You can just be a cartoon tough guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that entire thing was.
I think it's intended to be a serious message with a lot of comic relief.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation a lot with a lot of different people, and I still don't know where I land on it. But like in the case of Kojima, he thinks he is an auteur. He thinks he is a very deep and profound director, and he thinks he is making a world-changing game with a very powerful message that also has a naked guy who just can't stop shitting. You know, that's intentional humor, but it's got a lot of unintentional humor as well. Like, does he know how goofy and dumb and funny we think the love blooming on the battlefield line is? I'm pretty sure he intended that to be deathly serious.
Right.
Like, and this is not just about Kojima. It's about a lot of Japanese video game developers, even directors, animators in general. Did they know how cheesy a lot of their stuff is perceived and that a lot of people enjoy it because of that cheese? And if so, do they give a shit? Or are they like Neil Breen? Like Neil Breen is a good Western example. Like Neil Breen makes very earnest, very schlocky movies that he honestly believes are beautiful and powerful. And everybody watches because they're horribly bad, but we still genuinely love them. Like I'm excited when a new Neil Breen movie comes out. I still haven't seen the new one because they're very fun to watch with your friends. And I'm not saying that there's a lot of Japanese developers who do so bad it's good games, but like when someone does something very heavy-handed and ham-fisted, like a lot of Metal Gear Solid, does the creator know that we think it's so bad it's good?
Right. Yeah. That's
I still don't understand. I've had this conversation with a lot of people. I still don't know. Like, do they know that you're enjoying this ironically? And not 100%. Like, there's things about Metal Gear that I enjoy legitimately. But there's also a lot of stuff that's like, that's so stupid. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the consensus is. I don't know. And even then, is it like, I don't know. I just hate the idea of liking something ironically because I just feel like a dumb hipster. Like, if you like something for what it is, you should like it. But I don't know. I don't know.
I don't have a problem with that. You can like things whatever way you want.
Yes.
It's I gotta say, it's what shapes one's personality.
Wow, that's a Kojima line.
You really don't have to force yourself to be ironic or unironic. Just fucking take it as you see it and enjoy it. Or don't. Believe it or don't.
It's just, I feel these days it's so hard to sort of divorce the creator from the message, which is one of the reasons I couldn't see the Mario movie as anything other than just, we used our IP to make money because it's, it's a major company making a movie with a humongous IP. Like I still had fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just harder for me to enjoy any kind of artistry in it because I know what it is and I know what it's for. And it's not for me.
So you want only artistry?
Yeah, no.
I'm leading you on.
I like a balance. Because look,
I'm baiting you.
Hey, I gladly pay into one of the biggest scams of our age, the MMO. Okay?
Yes.
I'm one of the first person lining up every month to say, please take my $13. And I know that
this month. Well, you can have it.
I used to stay subbed to keep my house, but I don't have a house anymore. That's actually a load off my mind.
Yeah, now you need to really keep your house, but in the real life.
That's right. Paying off a mortgage. Only 17 million yen left to go.
Yes.
Okay, that's
all right. Back to 9/11. So there was this.
Yes, yeah. Tell me about Kojima doing 9/11.
This Twitter account, Metal Gear Solid MGN. I assume news. That's what the N stands for. Translated this old interview from a magazine, perhaps newspaper. They weren't clear on that, so maybe this is all bullshit. But anyway, it was an interview with Kojima, and here's some quotes from it. Metal Gear Solid 2 would proceed at a smooth pace up until its launch in November of 2001. This interview is of the time, by the way. This was after the game launch.
Okay.
At that time, I was also engaged in promotional-related activities. The depiction of the game's themes and its numerous similarities with the real-world events on September 11th rendered it unfit for release at the time. After consulting with lawyers, the end result was that the game required revisions in 300 spots. It goes without saying that we were in crisis mode and was threatening the release and sale of the game. I was called in to speak with the board of directors, and after explaining the story details, everyone's facial expression had a look of, this is not good. Since the plan for the game was to have a worldwide release, the idea of shelving the project altogether would have had tremendous impact in terms of business. I thought to myself, the game shouldn't be released at this period in time. I have no other choice but to take responsibility and resign from the company. He goes on, but basically that didn't happen. I just thought, the goofy part of my brain just read that. But to take responsibility for 9/11? No, it's, of course, I know the real reason. It's just one of those weird Japanese cultural corporate things, I think, where it's just like, yeah, you better take responsibility for this thing that you didn't know would happen and ruined the entire release of the game.
Yeah.
That, again, you didn't know would happen and had no prior knowledge, but somehow now, because of this crazy coincidence, you need to resign? You need to feel the need to resign.
Yeah, that's a little too far. That's a little much. That's loosely connected to my experience with just the idea of like apologizing for things that are not your fault. Is a very Japanese thing that frustrates me a lot. Like the time my flight back to Japan after Christmas vacation was delayed because of ice and snow, and I showed up 2 days late, and my boss at the Eikaiwa told me to apologize to my students for not being at lessons for 2 days, and I'm like, I didn't make it snow. I'm not apologizing for shit. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. My flight was, I'm not an airline, you idiot.
Yeah.
What do you want me to apologize for? I will tell them it was unfortunate that I was delayed, and I will tell them why, but I'm not saying sorry because of precipitation that I didn't do. Anyway.
Yeah, really. I'm not Fujin or whatever the god is.
Yukichan.
Blame yourself or God.
Thank you.
But okay, let me continue for humor.
Hi.
Just can you imagine Kojima being made to be responsible for 9/11? Like the government just takes him around the world, shoves him in front of George W. Bush, and like, you better say sorry, mister.
I was going to say, can you imagine Donald Rumsfeld getting up to the podium with Kojima next to him and saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got him."
We got him. Kojima just looking down, just shaking, completely nervous, no idea what's going to happen after this. Just like, oh my God.
Just a still image of Kojima's face peeking out of his spider hole.
Oh no. Just, oh man. Poor guy.
I don't know. He's fine.
But no, the rest of that story was he got contacted by the founder of Konami and also Ken Kutaragi, who both said, just, you're fine. Founder of Konami, I think, ended up being the guy who I think he had trouble with the most and ended up booting him out or something. But at the time, he was at the brink, I guess, because again, we never really saw much of what was supposed to be in that end sequence of Metal Gear Solid 2. I mean, it's like Arsenal Gear hurtles toward Manhattan or whatever, and then it fades to black, and then boom, crash, and then all of a sudden they're embedded into the whatever building it was. Was it City Hall? New York City Hall or something?
Yeah.
So it's like, boy, they make it sound much worse, but like, how much worse could it have been? I don't know. I mean, they got the game out in time.
They did.
Fall 2001, baby.
That was, hey, speaking of Bethany College, yeah, that was one of my first memories at that school was buying MGS2 on launch day and finishing it overnight in one sitting.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
It was incredible.
Why not?
Good stuff.
Took me a couple of days. No, not good stuff. I don't think. I mean, the experience was good stuff. I don't think that game held up in the least.
What? What do you mean?
Well, you take what was supposed to be funny, maybe unironic stuff in Metal Gear Solid 1, flipped 180 degrees completely stuffy, self-serving bullshit in MGS2, completely like packed full of stuff that makes no sense, has no meaning, has no purpose being there in terms of dialogue and sequences. It's just like a huge mess.
That did annoy me. Like, I think the game itself is fun, and I think the characters are fun, and there's a lot of fun moments. But like when you take a step back and look at it overall, I think it's just a lot of fluff.
But oh man, I hope Paul Aiding got paid pretty well to spout all that crap.
Who's that?
The Colonel.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because mostly the Colonel giving you, as the AI guy, just completely laying out the entire plan, the explanation of whatever science bullshit is going on. Just like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Vault, are you done yet? Probably reality is he didn't get paid that much.
Oh.
For what was maybe 2 days of work, perhaps?
That's fine. Raymond, can we talk about some people who got paid a lot?
No?
All right, I'm canceling
the
segment I had prepared.
What are you talking about?
I've made a list of I made a list of the world's richest and most powerful people. We were going to rank them.
Oh, okay.
No, I was going to talk about a film that I saw.
All righty.
That you may have heard of. It's called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh, okay, sure.
And I thought I was kind of done with the MCU until I watched the Red Letter Media review, which basically said, if you're done with the MCU, this movie is a great capper.
Okay.
It's a good final one to put it to rest. And it really was.
All right.
It was just it's just 90% fucking sad, though. It's just so sad.
I got that. Yeah, I got that from the
with
trailers.
With very brief moments of levity.
Lebanon?
LeBron James shows up somehow.
Is that when Lebanon's really happy?
Yes.
That's what they call their State of the Union. The Levity Report.
Yes, thank you.
I'm done.
It's very sad. It's once again, the soundtrack is full of music from, I think in this case, a lot of it was from the 90s and 2000s. And a lot of it was like it opened, like I'll say outright, like it's probably the film I have cried at the most.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the soundtrack. And like I'm sitting in the theater, like trying not to bawl, but like having like tears go down my face and trying not to make it apparent to everyone around me that, oh, this is really fucking me up.
Now, is that because of the way the music is used or because you have ties to certain songs?
Both.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
The way that music is used, like there were a lot of songs I didn't know that were used appropriately, but then there's two songs in particular, like it fucking opens with Radiohead's Creep, which is the anthem for any loser who's ever not had friends in college, which we've covered earlier. That was me.
Okay.
So like right out of the gate, the movie's hitting me really hard.
I can tell what our break music is going to be.
No, I'm not putting that shit in here.
No, of course.
Cry while I'm editing it.
No, we try to have some levity in our music choices.
Okay, that's real good. Oh, fun. And there's a Flaming Lips song that is sad because I made it sad because as a creative writing major, we had an assignment. We had an assignment to write a story about a song or about a line from a song. And I took a line from that song and I wrote a very sad story. So now just hearing that song, I think the song is Do You Realize, which is kind of a sad song, but I made it sadder. And then that made it worse when it showed up in the film, like during a sad scene. I'm just like, fuck you, James Gunn. I don't need this. I don't need this from you.
Did you go to school with James Gunn?
I did.
Okay.
I call him Jim. Yeah.
God, you just know some executives do.
He was still up and coming. He spelled his last name with only one N back then.
Jimmy G.
Thank you.
There he is.
Otherwise, yes. No, it is. I feel like it was a great sort of cap to the entire MCU. Like, I'm good. I didn't even see that many in whatever the current phase 4. I don't know. I saw the Spider-Man and that's it. I saw the Batman. That's all I got.
Oh, that's not. Oh, okay. Hi. Well, I'm glad you had fun. I mean, sad fun.
I kind of did.
But,
yeah, sad fun.
It was sad fun, but.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I realized, though, is I did miss going to the movies. Like, I think the last movie I did go to see before that was The Batman.
What about Mario?
Which the Batman is, I think, pound for pound, a lot more fun than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I would recommend the Batman over Guardians, but, you know.
That's interesting. Okay.
If you want to cry, watch Guardians. Also, just any scene of cute animal friends either being tortured or killed or dying or beckoning from heaven is like, fuck off.
Yeah, I saw that clip and I'm just like, I see you. Okay.
That's some cheap fucking shit. Like, it's a kind of thing that it's very easy to dismiss when you're watching it on a computer screen in the context of a trailer. But like when you're in a theater and it's taking up your entire field of vision, like it hits you real
exactly.
hard.
And that's why I'm like, I think I will just not make an event out of this. I will just watch it nicely at home.
Right. If that. So, Raymond, to celebrate this, my final film in the MCU.
Okay.
Sounds like I was involved in it. I have prepared for you a superhero quiz. Are you ready?
Oh boy. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has.
We haven't done a quiz in a long while since you have done a quiz on me.
That's right.
I'm stalling for time because I don't really want this to happen, but I guess time marches forward either way. So
you got a quiz problem?
I've got some issues with quizzes. Yeah.
Why? What's wrong?
Well, regardless of your quizzes, there was the math exams. I was.
Oh, right. No. This will not affect your final grade. This will not affect your final grade.
I don't need a minimum grade or anything.
All right, Raymond. Hang on, wait. I got a theme for this. All right, Raymond. Are you ready?
Yes, Alex, I suppose I am ready.
Question number 1. Charlie wants us to eat which brand of tuna?
This is Marvel, you said?
This is multiple choice. I can give you the choices if you want.
Superhero quiz, you said?
Superhero quiz. Charlie wants us to eat which brand of tuna? A, Chicken of the Sea, B, Star-Kissed, C, Open Nature, or D, Albertsons?
I believe it's Star-Kissed, Alex.
Star-Kissed? Oh my God. Raymond. There we go. All right, correct. Very nice.
That's not a superhero, though.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Where's this going?
What restaurant tells its diners to eat more chicken? With more and chicken misspelled. You know, that cute advert with the cows.
Right.
A, KFC, B, Chick-fil-A, C, Chicken Stop, or D, Church's Chicken?
I believe that would be the unappealing Christian organization known as Chick-fil-A, Alex.
Raymond, guess what? You are correct.
All right, perfect.
The campaign of somewhat literate cows working to get people to turn to chicken began in 1995.
All right,
you're 2 for 2. Oh, God. Sorry, I thought my audio fucked up. All right. Oh, this one has a visual component, and I can't send you the image, so I'm just going to read it to you.
Okay.
What brand of cookie is this elf touting? A, Keebler, B, Nabisco, C, Mr. Christie, or D, Wegmans?
Well, this does make it a bit more challenging, I guess, because I can't see it, and I'm not up on my cookie elves. I know I'm pretty good on one of them. I don't know. What were the last 2 choices? I'm sorry.
I would follow your gut. Oh shit, this doesn't loop. Hang on a sec. All right. Last 2 choices are Mr. Christie and Wegmans.
Yeah, no, I'll just go with my gut and say Keebler.
Keebler. Raymond, guess what? That's correct.
All
the
right.
Keebler elves are said to create uncommonly good cookies in their hollow tree.
Superheroes. I heard
which does not seem structurally sound. All right.
Superhero quiz.
You're 3 for 3. Number 4. What brand mascot likes to break through walls?
Mr. T.
A, it's not an option. Please wait until I've read all options. A, Kool-Aid. B, Danimals. C, Pepsi. D, Coke.
It's probably Kool-Aid. Yeah, that's the only one I know.
Probably is not strong enough.
Well, shut up. That's my
I need you to say the words final answer.
Finally Kool-Aid.
Raymond,
Alex.
Look, I'm contractually obligated.
But this wasn't a problem in the last questions. Why is it a problem now?
I was handed an index card between questions, and the producer wants me to make sure you say final answer.
The final answer is Kool-Aid, Regis.
Very nice. Yay. Very, very good. He got a set of threads finally in
Superheroes.
2008
Are we gonna
after
get around
decades in the buff.
to the superheroes?
Number 5. Which animal had the answer to how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Pac-Man.
A. Cow. B. Owl. C. Fox. D. Turtle.
It's an owl. Final answer.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes, it is. In a 1969 commercial, a questioning boy asked all 4 animals, but the owl provides an answer by eating the pop himself. In the 1990s, a boy asked a robot and a dragon. All right, you are 5 for 5. Oh, that's just in the track, huh? Okay. All right, the producers are giving me the wrap it up motion, so this is gonna have to be the last question. Which baker is fronted by a giggling doughboy? A. Aunt Annie's. B. Aunt Jemima. C. Pillsbury. D. Nabisco.
Oh, I was hoping one of the choices would be Michelin.
No, I'm afraid not. That's it's not a superhero at all.
What happened to the last question? The corn pops? Huh?
Which baker is fronted by a giggling doughboy?
Baker?
Which baker is fronted by a giggling doughboy?
Okay, it's Pillsbury.
It is that Raymond.
Gokotai Kudasai.
That's not it. That's also not it. There we go. Well done. 6 out of 6. Look at you. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty good. There's some trivia on that. Hang on. The doughboy who originally said a hoo-hoo when you poked his belly now says tee-hee.
Yeah.
Everybody's woke these days. Okay. That's it for the superhero quiz. You did exemplary. I might be back with another one of these in the future, depending.
I have a question.
What's up?
Where's Spider-Man?
It's time for us to take a break, I think, because we got one more. We got our third segment coming in hot and heavy. I didn't say we were hot and heavy.
Did I see Wolverine?
We'll be right back.
Folks, we're back. It's No More Whoppers. I'm Ray. That's Alex.
That's just such little fanfare when you do it.
Right.
It's fine.
I'm practiced. That's why.
You are. You're very good. And you're going to graduate.
Yeah.
We have a couple of phone calls here. Folks, if you want to call us, all you have to do is pick up a telephone in the continental United States and dial 805-NMW-TALK or 805-669-8255. Wait, can we, what's 805? Can we make something out of 805?
I think it'd be nice if you led with the NMW talk, because that's the funny part. It's cute. It's why we got the number.
Well, I'm editing it, so I will just swap the two seamlessly, and it will sound like I was smart enough to do it that way.
That's right. We got some calls. Thank goodness.
We did. We got one from a Smoo. Well, I don't know. I mean, according to the transcript, it's from Smooth. So I don't know for sure. I'm going to play it right now. Here we go.
Hey, it's Smoo again from Smoogan Island. First time caller. Hey, are ghosts real?
All right. I'll field this one. Yes. Especially in the Metal Gear Solid series where you are tasked with taking their pictures with a bonus camera. I will read this transcript because it's very short and great. Hey, it's Smooth again from Smoking Island. First time caller. Hey, are ghosts real? Have you seen a ghost?
No.
Okay. Have I? I thought I did. Like when I was...
Maybe in marching band, I bet.
I think I was in marching band.
Those marching bands, I mean, they get up to all sorts of shenanigans, especially paranormal kind. So I was wondering,
what are you talking about?
What, you don't know about the marching bands that travel around the country and then, they're staying up late at night having fun and then they get into some paranormal situations.
What do you mean?
They're seeing spirits and ghosts and spooks, communicating with the dead through another plane of existence.
Not outside of
It happens a lot to marching bands. Read the book.
Maybe on Halloween. No, I thought, oh man, it's because I was really into reading books of ghost stories when I was a kid. And those scary stories to tell in the dark. Remember those?
I did not have that book, and I'm glad I didn't.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, they're creepy stories. But I was also super into like ghost stories in general and like serious accounts. Like I would check every book at a library out about ghosts. And there was one book about a guy who saw a headless ghost that looked like the ghost of like a colonial girl, like basically imagine a headless Little Red Riding Hood, like a girl wearing like a cloak and a basket. And I was on my way, I was riding my bike home from Smooth's house one night. It was probably in middle school. And I thought I saw that exact ghost, and I stopped my bike, and I was like, I was sure that I was seeing it. And I'm like, well, I have to get home. I don't know how I'm getting past this. So I started, first of all, I did the responsible thing. I moved my bike to the other side of the street, to try to sneak back. And as I got closer to this ghost, I realized it was in fact a mailbox.
Right.
And since then I don't think I have. I did know a guy in high school who said that he and his brother saw a ghost in their basement, and that it basically stopped at the shins. It was a ghost walking around. It was just like a guy.
Okay.
And the ghost stopped. I don't know. I guess that's a common thing, is to see ghosts without shins or legs. I think there's a weird theory that once you hit a certain age, you can no longer see ghosts. If that's true, oh boy, I missed out when I was a kid. I don't think I saw any. Anyway, thanks for listening to Ghost Talk. Ray and
you should have a drop that says Shin Ghost.
Why should I have that?
Shin Ghost. You don't get the reference?
Is it
Shin drink?
Oh, because of shins. I see. Okay.
Thank you.
Dankachino?
Hauntachino?
That's also good. Yeah.
Something new is haunting Dunkin' Donuts.
Cool. Go for it.
All right. We got another call here, which appears to be from a Tim. I'm going to hit play on this. Go.
Hey, guys. Tim here, Bathroom of the Future on Twitter. Heard the episode talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie. Largely agreed with it. But I wanted to specifically say thanks to Ray for kind of coining the term nostalgia tears, I believe he said, because this is something I've been grappling with since I entered my 30s, and I was never really able to express it or explain why. Here's a great example. Been a huge Ghostbusters fan my whole life. I went to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife in theaters. I kind of have some problems with Ghostbusters Afterlife as a movie, and while I was watching it, I was thinking about those problems I had, and then, sure as hell, last 20 minutes of this movie happens and the Ghostbusters come back and I'm just crying into my jacket. Oh, it's the Ghostbusters. They're back. Trying to, just hoping nobody can see me bawling my eyes out at the theater. And then as soon as it's over, I leave and I stop and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if I actually like that movie or not. So I just want to say thanks. You're not alone. This is something that happens to me. I'm sure it happens to a ton of people. And I appreciate you being able to put a name to it because this has been bothering me for a while. Thanks, guys. Everybody take care.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, nostalgia tears is a good term.
Yeah, that's what I've been using for a few years now.
It's pretty good.
Here on the show.
Yeah.
It's the best way to explain it. I also tend to just get weirdly emotional about things. And I was especially a wreck when my baby was being born.
Oh.
And I don't know, who knows really what was going through my subconscious at the time, but it's definitely just a bunch of not knowing what to expect.
Sure. You were expecting something.
Yeah, just in general thinking about the baby for that what was it, 12 hours? 12 hours awake. Especially just by the end, I couldn't hide it anymore, and it was just constantly having to dab my eyes and stuff. So that's like an extreme version of basically the same thing. Is just like an emotional reaction that I wish I didn't have so strongly, but it happens, and at least it mostly still just happens with Mario and video game related
I still feel like it's cheap though, and my YouTube video is not out yet, but I do call this thing out, like companies and basically because the first part of the video is
hold on.
Okay, all right. What?
Hold on. Let's make sure that we're not calling my reactions cheap, but
no. It's a tactic.
No, but it's going to happen to me anyway, and it doesn't have to be a movie. It can just happen in various things. The nostalgia tiers in particular, and I've talked about this, like it's happened in various mediums with me, and it's not just the movies, and it's not just the Mario movie or whatever. It's just
I know
everything. So yes, I understand that there are movies that do definitely want to emotionally influence you. This is a little bit different than just crying at a sad scene in a movie. This is like a weird sort of mental outburst.
Yes, there are emotions that we keep inside for our waking lives that we don't know how to deal with or express or get out, and like going to see a movie is a good way to just like twist that valve and have it come out for you. I mean, I don't know. This was my theory about like especially a society where you're not supposed to express emotions, like Japan. I went my first year in Japan. I took a girl to a movie, a Japanese girl, and she started crying at the end of the movie. And I was confused because the movie was Spider-Man 3. And
Sure.
my thought in the theater was, come on, it's not that bad. But I think that she just like has a lot of thoughts and feelings and experiences that she can't really express.
As Spider-Man.
Yes. And I think that, going to see a movie is just a good way to like, okay, here is a thing on screen that is like priming my tears and kind of siphoning them out, and I will let it happen because I know that I need this. And here's the thing, and it's trying to hit my emotions. Let's let it go. Let's let it happen.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know either way, right? So it can be many things to many people. But boy, I'll tell you what, Japan makes some of the most emotionally wrenching movies in history.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
So what's up with that? Am I right?
Yeah, that stuff is designed to elicit an effect, and that's fine. That's art. That's great.
Sure.
But, Spider-Man 3 is not like you shouldn't be crying at Spider-Man 3 unless there are other things going on in your life. That's what I'm saying.
What even was the end of Spider-Man 3?
I don't know. His friend died?
But Sandman? The Sandman?
That's Neil Gaiman. I don't know.
Neil Gaiman is Sandman.
And like even with seeing the Mario movie, like I said, the only time I keep dropping shit, man. Butterfingers. And I said this about the Mario film, like the only time that I almost teared up was at the end, the credits, when it played that bit from the Mario Galaxy soundtrack. That's just beautiful. And that was just more a reaction to it's beautiful, and I'm sitting in a dark room and I'm letting beautiful music wash over me. Because as we've discussed, Mario to me, in the year 2023, Mario is only like 1 degree away from Mickey Mouse to me. Mario's just like, it is a corporate icon that exists to slap on merchandise and sometimes appears in video games.
Okay, how would you feel about Dragon Quest, Your Story?
That's another one that I was kind of, I ended up being disappointed. There's a lot in that story to use. There's a lot of ways that story can go right, and they seem to have intentionally avoided all of them.
Right, but Dragon Quest is not, to you, Mickey Mouse Disney Fun Time.
No.
That's an important
right
game to you.
Yeah, it's because, well, it's also because the hero of Dragon Quest V hasn't been the icon for a corporation for 100 years.
No, but it is an important game to you. And I'm sure
Yes,
that
of
maybe
course.
some of those scenes and references in that movie impacted you a little bit more. I'm not saying you burst out in tears. Of course they did.
I know. Yeah, no, I didn't. Not at that movie. But no, yeah, there were a lot of moments that were important. I'm not saying I don't understand your feelings and thought process, right? I'm saying this is what I feel and why I don't feel the same way. I understand why you do feel that way, and I'm explaining that I don't feel that way, and this is why. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Are we going to watch Weekend at Bernie's too?
Now that I'm going to cry at.
No, not again. We can't have that again.
Boo. He's already dead.
Maybe he'll come back to life in this one.
A poor man. Boo.
Luigi, is that you?
Yes, that's me crying.
Mario.
Optimus.
Well, thank you again, Tim, for the call.
Yes, thank you, Tim. Look forward to my video about nostalgia. Well, part 1 is about nostalgia.
About Ghostbusters.
About Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call?
They ruined my childhood again. How I can't stand seeing a woman in a film.
I have heard the hey.
No, what?
I like women in film.
Girls on film.
Girls on film.
Was that a porno thing though? That was referring to porno, right? Okay, that's.
I have heard that the new Indiana Jones is unspeakably bad though.
Really? Because I was worried about this, and
like it's not like I was gonna see it anyway, but it's weird to get confirmation this early that it's Garbo.
I haven't heard anything, but they did do a bad job of hiding anything about the setup of the entire movie. Because now there's like entire clips of an interview from Harrison Ford talking about de-aging technology. I was like, I wonder what happens in this movie. And so, yeah, that's not exactly the world's most original plot device. I guess maybe not in any Indiana Jones movie for the most part, but I mean, it's another multiverse movie. It's just on a different scale. It's just on a slightly smaller scale because it's Indiana Jones, but we basically have another multiverse movie to jazz up people who love references.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, yeah, the multiverse is an incredible way to satisfy reference pandering for people who need that kind of thing.
But yeah, I haven't actually heard anything reaction-wise to it. So that's interesting. I wonder exactly how bad it is compared to Skull Kingdom. What was that?
Yes, Kingdom of the Ackroyd Vodka.
Yes, that's right.
I saw that in the theater.
Ackroyds.
And I saw that once in the theater, and I was like, oh, that's enough.
Oh, yes. I saw it in the theater with much of the One Up team.
Oh, right.
We all went out to see it for a special screening. Organized by our editor Simon Cox, who had a longtime magazine guy, but everything. But we walked back to the office after the movie. He just sent an email saying like F-. I was like, oh, he was the big Indiana Jones fan too, so he was one really looking forward to it. And I thought, well, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I already was reading some of the preview coverage, and I understood that they really wanted to do a different thing. This is me talking. I am talking to myself, talking to me. And I'm like, well, I understand what they were going for in the movie. And I think that's an important thing to know is that, it's not going to be another 1930s film serial story. They wanted to do something with a bit more like sci-fi-ish 1950s type stuff. And well, I guess that didn't work out in the end anyway, but
yeah, like even considering that, like you can
considering that there is some really stupid shit, Shia LaBeouf being one of them, and the fact that he's also supposed to be his son is the other thing. So, too bad. How about that Last Crusade, though?
I like Last Crusade.
Yeah. I like a lot of the 1989 movies.
I do, too.
UHF. Batman.
Yes, multiple Batman.
Well, there is now. Oh, boy.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Again.
You want to go see The Flash?
Time to bring back the old shit, because no one, it's not profitable for people to grow up.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Oh, man. Oh my God. We really are hurdling into that, aren't we? Just nonstop.
Yeah, just like we are, if we're not at it already, we're at the apex of like nerds who grew up in the 80s and 90s who now have a lot of disposable income, and corporations realize how profitable it is to scratch that nostalgia itch for just nerds with money. And so it is flooding everything. It's everywhere, and it's never going away.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's still some good dopamine every now and then.
Hey, good looking. Are you a brain chemical? Because you're the only dope I mean.
Thank you, Alex. I was
all right.
just saying that, Marvel stuff doesn't affect me because I never read comic books. I like Spider-Man.
I did, but I'm already over it.
Yeah. Apparently some people are very much not.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just like Spider-Man. Really, that's where it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spider-Man as a character, I think, left comics decades ago and just became an entity outside of comic books. I mean, there was a 60s TV show, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. And other things, other comic book stuff I don't care about. What's some other related things that I don't care about? I don't know. But everything else I care about. You can just take that to the bank.
And smoke it.
All right.
That's all we got. Thank you for calling. Is it? I don't know.
But no. For voicemail, yes. Let's run that.
Hang on, wait. We need to do something with the area code. This is bugging me. I'm pulling up my phone's keypad right now because I can never remember where the things are. 805. So we got I guess 8 has to be an O, or 0 has to be an O because it's just a plus.
Yeah, dummy.
So 805. So tall. No. Vok. Uok. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah. Now you see why I don't fuck with it.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Vol? Like as in volume? Short for volume? That's 805. All right. Folks, volume NMW talk. KL5 NMW talk.
I'm going to have to veto this. I'm striking this down right now before this gets out of hand. Let's just move on.
It's done. Call the volume number.
All right. No. I'll see you in court.
Speaking of volume, we've filled this episode with our voices.
Now turn down the volume and never listen to us again.
No, don't tell them that.
Right. Well, that has been No More Whoppers for this go around. Thanks everybody for listening. Our website is nomorewhoppers.com. And we are on Patreon. Please help us out. Patreon.com/nomorewhoppers. Give us $1 a month just to be nice, or give us $5 a month to be a Golder subscriber. Get access to our show without ads a week early, as well as our bonus show right now, Gold in 16 Seconds. Just about over. We got a good one next. I got a good one coming up. I'm going to talk to Alex about it soon. We're going to do a new bonus show. We'll talk about it when it's ready to go.
Yeah, gabbing about Golden Girls.
I think it will be relevant to today.
Oh. Not another Succession podcast.
Oh.
What is that show? I see people talking about it on Twitter, and I have no idea what it is.
It's a television drama. That's all I got.
All right, cool.
Yeah, who knows? TV, it's like books now. You're a nerd if you're watching TV. Who cares?
Oh, I did watch all the way through The Good Place recently. I forgot to talk about that. That was fun.
All right. I've been watching clips and or full episodes of Late Night with David Letterman.
Also fun?
Yeah. I should have talked about that, but that'll really make me sound weird. So whatever.
Dave's not going to listen to this.
No, it's okay. You never know.
That's true.
Right. Patreon. Thanks for helping us out. To everyone who does right now. We do have a Discord. It's not tied to Patreon. You can go to our website and then find the link to Discord and then join us if you'd like. We have some lovely chat channels for you. Mostly if you like Gundam models. Gunpla? People talk about that quite a bit now on our server.
I'm still going to call it Goonpla.
But also video games and that's good stuff. Goonpla.
Thank you. Yeah, you're familiar with Gunpla Yokoi, the creator of the Game Boy?
I'm familiar with Drockway.
Yeah. Oh, Drake? Drockway the rapper?
Yeah, boy, imagine how cool he would be if he had spelled that with a Q.
Oh my god.
And a U.
That would be cool.
Boy. What are you doing, Audrey? Is it Aubrey or Audrey? No, Audrey's
You're
more
thinking of
female.
Aubrey Plaza, yeah.
No, his real name's Audrey.
Is it really?
Yeah. He was
Like
the kid on Degrassi.
Oh, I've never seen Degrassi.
You didn't, Degrassi The Next Generation? Really original title, by the way.
The one where they're in space? No. Thank you.
Yeah, very serious half military drama there.
No.
Oh, it is Aubrey. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Good for him having a unique name. Just like my son, which we haven't revealed yet.
Oh,
Okay.
Loquacious?
Locutus? What? Next Generation
No,
again? What are we talking about? Once again, our phone number, 805-NMW-TALK. It's only going to be that.
Volume NMW Talk.
You can still talk about the Mario movie if you want. I'm open to all calls about the Super Mario Brothers movie, please.
Raymond will
someone.
field your questions about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Well, I don't know about questions, but I'll field some opinions. Or Resident Evil 4 remake. Or Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Or remakes of remakes. Whatever your fancy. There's some topics for you to call in with. What do you think about Metal Gear? Do you think they should call it Soft Gear? I don't think so.
Okay. How about for a remake discussion, why don't we have folks call in with a remake of their favorite moments from Nomowo?
That seems fraught.
Yeah.
That seems embarrassing for everyone involved.
Yeah, it does. Do it.
It better be fucking good.
Oh, stuff.
You better add all new dialogue and music to this one.
Oh, God, yeah, re-record, yeah.
Hire a lighting artist.
Touch up the textures. I had to deal with lighting for recording video. It turns out you can get really good light if you open your blinds.
Oh no, but didn't your wife not want that?
We have white, like, translucent curtains behind the thick ones that are good enough where they let light in, but you can't really see outside.
Okay.
So I'm getting light. Also, our windows are so big, I can have the windows just straight up open up to where the frame of the shot is.
I see.
So I still get a lot of light.
Thanks for those filming tips, Alex.
Any Tim?
No, that was the guy who called.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
All right. We also sell merchandise. No More Whoppers logo junk can be found at shop.spreadshirt.com/nomorewhoppers. Give that a look. See, why don't you? There's some ways to give us extra money. On social media, we have a Twitter called No More Whoppers. Big surprise, right? But also Alex is on the internet as...
I am. You can just go to patui.org to find links to all my stuff. That's the easiest thing.
Cool.
PITOHUI.
Great. And
.org.
And I have a similar thing.
/index.html. That's not true. Sorry. Keep going.
Whatever. This is just our interplay. This is just the fucking battle we have every month. It's fine.
Clay Fighter. Classic.
I'm fine with it.
All right.
Hit them, smack them, they don't care. My website is rdbaaa.space. Someone once again on a stream referred to me as rdba, and I'm like, I think I should probably just change that on Twitch. I don't know. What do you think? How about Barn620?
Oh, Barnstormer. What about Barnstormer? Holy shit, that rules.
No.
Yes, that's it. We've decided it. Barnstormer.
No. It's a good Atari game, but no.
Loquacious' dad.
Locutus?
Locutus' dad.
Yukichan's papa.
Dad of boy. Son of dad.
Dog of Bay? That's another game. Right. Well, hey, one thing I do want to plug, I also make video games. Bipedal Dog is my company. Bipedal.dog is that website. Blast Rush and Mash Gadget. Hey, is this going to be? No, it's not. Well, I'll talk to you next month. Something related to that.
All right.
And this weekend, I'm on Retronauts duty. I got to record on Saturday. You want to know what it's about?
Hang on. I'm going to throw out some guesses. I want to say Kickle Cubicle.
You were right with 2 letters of those. The first 2 letters.
Killer Instinct.
No,
What?
but also pretty good.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the motion picture.
No, you're thinking of Cutthroat Island. That was the other Gina Davis movie that they made into a video game.
Kingdom Hearts?
Maybe.
Okay.
No, it's a misdirect. It's not that.
Oh.
Just look forward to that on your internet machine. Probably also on Patreon. I think it's a patron episode. I think it will be. So hey, pay up twice for us and also for Retronauts if you want to hear more of me. About that. What do you think about that?
I always want to hear more of you.
I don't know about that. I think you're lying. But otherwise,
why would I lie?
I don't know. You're a pretty honest guy in the end, I guess. Yeah.
What, me worry?
Well, Alex, otherwise, thanks for being a good sport.
Anytime.
Everybody else, keep your nose clean. And we'll see you next time. Gold subscribers, stick around till after the show. It's Tabbouleh night.
2 words.
Unreal Engine.
They have the technology today to do stuff that they've never done before. It's really fun to do.
5.2.
That just changed everything. You know, it opened a whole new world for me. I love doing this stuff. So I did, and people liked it. And then my life changed. My children had to explain to me what it was and showed me the video. I was like, oh, wow. It's fun, but it is such hard work. It's incredibly hard work to sort of piece them all together. And then the testing of them will take you a year.
I am a metahuman, the next generation of digital human powered by Unreal Engine.
That's exactly what I need. Just an in-house thing. It took a couple of months. Just had to learn on the fly. I absolutely love it. This is an invaluable tool. It's, look, what are you going to say? It's great. You know, it's great. You'd be an idiot to go like